Crossover.
Oh, killer crossover.
Just crossover. It just crossed him over nastily.
Another victim to the crossovers. Cross him up and sit him down.
The crossover powered by Everlow Concrete Repair in Omaha at everlowconcrete.com. How you guys doing?
Great. Excellent.
You want to have a show against show swing off?
Yes.
Oh, no, there's an idea.
Who will I pick for my home run hitters? Not Jonathan Aranda.
I was
somebody.
Hold on.
Somebody, go ahead.
Let's do this.
The Rays suck.
Good take.
Okay.
Of course, it's the Rays.
Cost the whole
We're
league.
just continuing yesterday's crossover.
Aaron Boone and the Rays.
Yeah, that's why Aaron Boone cannot manage in October.
Aaron Boone can't manage, period.
All the guys that he could have picked were on the plane to Turks and Caicos. Okay?
Not Bobby Witt Jr. He was there.
Or Buxton.
Or Buxton. They were all just hanging out.
Yeah.
They had to have said no, right?
It's not like Dave
Well,
Roberts.
okay,
was
so
in-
they asked Bobby after the game.
Bobby said that he wanted to, but he was never approached.
Yeah.
He was never asked.
Well, it's
and
not
Boone
like
was Boone was like on point. He like immediately, where Dave Roberts was like,
So I looked it up
that guy over there.
because I wondered how did you pick those guys? And he said that they had to pick them yesterday. They had to pick them Monday.
Really?
So he knew he had to pick some guys at the end of the line, at the end of
Right,
the bench.
But he knew that, like Bobby, for instance, would have still been in the game.
Yeah.
You know, like he was the second and only other shortstop that was there.
I don't think Dave Roberts or Aaron Boone was looking at that list being like, all right, if we get in this situation, like these are guys that are going to
But
be
why did
ready.
they pick Jonathan
Like,
Aranda then?
I think that they were just like, this won't happen. We're just writing names down on a piece of paper. Like, I don't think that these guys really thought out who's going to be in the
That's
swing.
the attention to detail that we need in the American League.
Sure, Joey. If 1620 The Zone broadcasts live from the Super Bowl, you can go. Sure.
That's exactly. That's what it is.
But Dave Roberts was like, Kyle,
Yeah.
you're going to be in it.
He's like, Stowers doesn't know he's in it, but he's in it. I mean, it's not like he thought about it any better. He just had two bigger dudes. I think he was just like, there are two big men standing right in front of me who hit homers, Schwarber and Alonso.
I still think they should have put Skeens up there.
You sound like a guy who bet the EAL.
I don't bet the All-Star game, thank you, but I am an American League fan.
Okay.
I root for the American League.
Why?
But it was I was happy at the result because if the American League would have won in regulation, it would have been a Jazz Chisholm hit. So I would have been sad.
Remember when we had to declare if we were an AL or an NL fan?
Yeah.
I like NL because the pitchers hit. You like AL
know.
because of the DH.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's still like you're a fan of the team of the league of the team that you root for.
I am a very casual Major League Baseball fan. Okay, I pay attention to the Cubs. I pay attention to the teams that the Cubs play, and I pay attention to the teams that like the Cubs are fighting for in the playoffs. Right. So I really don't pay attention to the AL like whatsoever. Like I'm kind of like I knew a lot of the guys on the NL.
Yeah.
Like I knew a lot.
Which is why you were probably rooting for the NL.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm an NL fan, which is why I also bet them.
That's how it goes. I've rooted for the AL for a long time in the All-Star game.
This is a good distinction. Like if you honestly, that would be a great icebreaker. American League or National League?
Ooh, good one. I like the old National League rules. I wish they would come back, but I like the American League because I'm an American League guy. More familiar with the American League teams.
I don't know. I like more hitters hitting, but
yeah, I liked when they were different. That was cool.
Let's do this. Let's have a 1620 The Zone swing off. You and I will be the captains.
Okay.
Now,
So
careful what you're about to proffer here because we could make it happen.
No, we will.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let's do it.
That's part of it.
So
we got a ballpark at our disposal every June.
I don't think anybody would be hitting anything there.
We have trouble getting out of the turtle. Maybe we go to we will
Connie Clausen Field.
There we go.
Hello.
Which, by the way, that's a great place to take BP.
Yeah, 200-foot fence. Just let him rip.
bombs.
Okay. You have the first pick. So it's 3 p.m. Josh, Jimmy, Matt.
Am I playing?
No.
I don't get to swing.
We're the captains.
That sucks. Probably Matt. Probably
That was gonna be
Matt.
my
Thank you.
pick.
I was going to
Yeah.
walk out of this studio if I was not selected first.
Probably Matt.
Guys, come on.
Yes. I had to think about it for a second, but yeah, I think that feels right to me.
I will go Josh.
Yeah, that'd be the second pick probably
Wow,
as
okay.
well.
Thanks, guys.
And
Can I
then-
advise you as your first pick, or am I not?
No, you're not a part of the process.
I'll just hold the jersey. Let's just hold the jersey up, take the picture. Cool.
Is John healthy? Is
Yes, yes.
Is
Yes,
Kawhi?
yes, he is. Go ahead.
Is Kawhi healthy? Is Joel healthy? Is Brandon Roy healthy?
Yeah, I guess we're
come
living
on.
in a fantasy
Come
world.
on,
a
we
little
are.
bit.
I mean,
I will take Josh Peterson.
All right.
Yeah.
We know where this is going.
Come
Come on,
on.
just say it.
come on,
Is John last?
come on.
I got to go Nick.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Well, at least
I
he
think Nick
swung
would
a bat.
surprise you.
Yeah. And then Jimmy and John are the last two
Jimmy and
picks.
John.
Jimmy's got some athlete to him.
Okay. We will take John.
All right. John's the last pick. Sorry, John.
I love our team, Josh.
I
Josh-
hate your team. I think.
My shoulders got real heavy all
I
of a
don't,
sudden.
think,
know.
I don't think either team is really good at all.
Okay. We will. I will
Well-
arrange it that we go to Connie Clausen Field, and
Now,
we
we
will
hit-
have a swing off.
We're hitting softballs, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Softballs? Why?
because we would crush.
We would
baseballs
crush
there.
baseballs. We would murder baseballs.
We would crush baseballs?
200
Who's we?
It's only. It's only-
200 feet.
Yeah, it's 200 all the way
It's
around.
200 all the way around. You'd have to
We'd be
hit.
hitting them onto the street.
Yeah. You'd have
Gary.
to hit softballs.
Look at the type of athletes we have.
I'm here to hit tanks.
Yeah, I'm not sure it would be as impressive of a display as you think it would be.
I
Okay.
think. Well,
There might be a couple that fly over the wall, which is the point of having it at the tiny baby softball field. But
You don't. I would put a lot over the fence. if
how
it's
many outs
200
do you
feet.
get?
What's a swing?
We go old school derby rules. 10.
Isn't the swing off?
Oh,
does it
why
one
we
have
do
swing
swing
off the
off?
three
Yeah.
swings. Okay.
Three
three
swings.
swing?
Oh no, I mean I think the total number. So 3 hitters each side.
Yep.
In 3 swings. I think the total number of home runs that are hit is like the over under is a half.
No way. 200 feet.
200.
It's 200.
You're getting
feet.
up there and swinging and hitting a home
Connor
run
Happer.
on the
Connor
first
Happer.
swing.
Connor
I'll
Happer.
tell you this.
Hey,
I'm
if
not
you-
taking any
if-
pitches.
if you-
I'm not taking.
if you
Look at that.
gave
there's,
me-
there's turmoil already on.
If you
Happer's team.
gave me a proper batting practice before the swing,
I'm
off,
not giving you that. I'm not. Giving
Okay,
you
then
that.
I'm not going to hit one. I'm not going to hit one. I
Our-
would need a proper.
So we're not hitting out of a cage.
Yeah, I mean,
So
you
it's just an L screen.
could take your dry hacks, but there's no time for BP. Like you're getting
Then
up
I
there and
wouldn't
you
hit
got,
one.
you got 3 swings.
Then no one's hitting any. Then yeah, they're right. If everybody just goes up, because when was the last time that everybody in this studio took a proper swing at a baseball?
Well, it's like
Uh,
6 days ago.
4th of
Well,
July
softball.
weekend.
Yeah.
That's a softball. That's different.
At a baseball,
At a baseball's different.
I hit in a batting cage a year ago.
there you go.
So last time I did it was December at Sluggers. That was the last time that I swung at a baseball.
Cool. That's good. That's why you're my number 1 pick.
Where does that guy work?
97.7 the something.
ESPN.
97.7 the zone.
All right.
Maybe.
So, like,
I like
it's
that
going to
guy.
happen here soon. 6:15. We will all meet at Connie Clausen. I will get us on the field, and we will.
Is this actually happening?
Yes, we're going to make it happen.
Yeah, let's go ahead. This will be
All
our
right.
our meeting.
Yes.
Who's throwing
Hey,
BP?
hey, I really
And now
think,
that we're,
really
we
think we
gotta
should
find a
move
coach.
studios.
Yeah, we got to go get somebody.
but then we can all do our walk-up songs, and we'll have graphics on the video board.
Are you telling me I don't get any hacks here, like at all? Like, or
You-
by-
Okay,
I,
you and I will swing.
I get
Yeah,
exhibition
Everybody
hacks.
gets to swing.
All
No,
right.
everybody gets to
or
swing.
do we break the tie?
I have doubts. I mean, I definitely am not going 3 for 3. That's for sure. I mean,
I'll hit one.
okay, yeah, I think there's not. It's not going to be a very impressive display.
What athletic thing could all of 1620 the zone do that would be an incredibly impressive display?
Pickleball.
No, God, no.
No, nothing.
Nothing. Maybe golf.
Oh,
Gary and I could golf. Gary and I golf.
Bags.
How many would
Bags,
we
there
make
you go.
in a 3-point contest?
I'd make 0. I wouldn't make 1 3-pointer.
I know there's a couple of us that are around basketball, so we at least shoot a little bit.
Yeah, I shoot all the time.
Yeah. Okay.
If we went what if we did like an ice skating thing?
What is that? Like speed?
I could stay upright.
Yeah.
That's
Stopping
the goal.
challenge?
Yeah, maybe you're like
Stopping challenge I'd be bad
how
at,
about
but
we
I
put-
could get going fast.
I volunteer. I'll go in net and you guys can shoot on me.
See, I don't think I've ever even handled a hockey stick before. I wouldn't know what to do with it.
I can go and grab them in the car.
But we don't have the ice. We don't.
If you want to handle one, though,
I want to handle one on the ice. No, I've held a hockey stick, but not.
You
on
never
ice.
like something on the ice at the Stars game or anything like that?
Yes, we did, but there was never a hockey stick
Oh.
involved. There was never it was just me walking out there with my tennis shoes on and like throwing some t-shirts and stuff like that. Yeah.
I think you'll. The key to skating on the ice is just convincing yourself you can do it.
I think I could skate.
It's all about confidence. Skating's all about confidence.
Yeah.
If you're afraid to fall, you're going.
I could
Connor's got
definitely skate, but I don't know if what challenges the stick.
Sure.
Introduces.
No, like I said, I will dress up as a goalie, and you can all shoot on me, and whoever scores the most ends up winning.
Long drive competition.
Yeah,
I'd
I
win
mean,
that.
Why don't we
I'd
put
win
together
that.
1620 the Zone Olympics?
Yeah.
I mean, we've always talked about it. We could
And then
definitely-
we can solicit one listener gets to participate for the listeners in each individual event.
how
like-
how far is the farthest ball flying in a 1620 the zone long drive competition?
I mean, I think I would win that probably.
How far
I've hit a drive over 300 yards, handful of times. Depends if the wind's at the back.
on the fly?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a hole at Tiburon that goes down that if you have the wind at your back and you're kind of going downhill, you could rock it.
Yeah. Yep.
I
Let's
average
just say normal conditions
this
with a
in
normal.
in normal conditions, I would say
I think 300 is very far.
260. 260.
260 sounds reasonable.
That seems
260,
relatively
270 is
reasonable.
where on the fly, like my carry's 250, my full range is about 260 to 270.
All right.
But is it one of those long drives where it has to hit the fairway? Because then it's like I don't know at that point.
Good point from Travis on YouTube. I don't think NRG's health insurance is good enough for you guys to attempt athletic feats on ice. A great point. We should
All right.
stay off the ice.
Mhm.
So long drive competition, this baseball competition, we definitely would need a track and field like a 100
Straight
meter.
sprints.
I ain't
Yeah.
running.
Yeah.
How about 40s?
Okay.
How
about-
yeah.
How about
Yeah.
40s?
Hell yeah. Let's do 40s.
Okay.
40s is perfect.
40s, we can do
Then-
40s
then-
and be okay,
okay,
afterwards.
then-
100, that's a little
Wait a minute,
far.
are we redrafting teams?
And then bench press. Okay.
Bench
with
press.
what kind of
Whoa.
weight?
95.
Whoa.
95.
95
Yeah,
pounds?
I don't
Yeah.
think. Now these are intended. This is not
So
what you
20,
can do well.
25s on each side?
Yeah.
We doing all these on the same day, or are we doing
We're having a
once a week?
we're having a decathlon.
Got a suggestion. How about field goal kicking?
Yes, we were going to do that.
Yeah, we were.
Okay. That's
We were going to
good.
do that one year.
Because some people have some thoughts about whether they could kick a
Or
ball
whether it's easy or not.
far. Yeah.
Okay, we got to write these
How do you
down.
feel about that, Matt?
I would shank it. I would not do well. I have
Straight on kicking.
2 left feet.
It's very hard.
The only time my feet come into play in a good way
It
is when I'm on the ice. That's the only time where it's like I have good.
Is there
coordination.
someone we're pegging to get, like, out
All
of all these events that we've thrown out there, like, to register 0 in all of the categories, you know?
Oh wow.
3 swings and misses in baseball, no
Yeah.
3-pointers made.
Okay, so we
You
have
can't
home-
really miss a drive, I guess,
So-
but
I got a name.
You definitely could.
you can, I suppose, miss a drive.
well, I think John would obviously be the first pick because of
Whoa.
his current injury. He's currently hurt, and even
I'm just saying we live in a fantasy world where he's completely healthy. He's good.
okay, so we live in a fantasy world. Joel Embiid can lead the 76ers to an NBA title.
That's right.
Could you imagine?
That would be really funny and completely unlikely.
So home run derby, field goal kicking. What are the other ones? A 40-yard dash.
yeah, maybe 10s.
John
says, how about bowling? How about bowling?
We do bowling.
Like a whole game?
like
Wait a
a
minute.
whole game. I mean, I would just. I'm terrible at bowling. I would just get drunk during that. I would just start drinking.
That'd be bad for you.
Well, this is a
probably, then.
beer decathlon, yes.
I don't know. I
We
assume
can add
there'll be
that
beer
element.
involved.
Yeah, that you have to take a beer in between. So we're doing all the events at once.
Why don't we go? We could do We could do beer pong.
I think we're probably
Oh.
biting off a lot here.
yeah.
So maybe
Hell
we
yeah.
should
We could do beer pong.
Let's start with the
let's
swing
contract.
off.
Let's contract a little.
Let's start
bit.
with the swing
guys
off.
just-
and we'll go
you guys
from
just
there.
want to have it. You guys just want to have a banging house party at my apartment.
Well, we can do this while we're
guys-
while we're at 1620 the house in
How-
Kansas City.
You guys just come over to my apartment. We can do some. I literally bought a table that was made for beer pong. So I can bring the table, no problem.
Okay,
What a great sponsorship opportunity for some local business out there.
there you go.
So
Content will be incredible.
Home run derby, field goal kicking, 40-yard dash. Then what was the other one we said that we all agreed on?
What kind of bats are we using for the swing? For
Drop-
the swing off.
Drop threes. Do we have some bats
Okay,
from?
but what?
Hey, do we have the
Are they
torpedo
metal?
bats? Do we have the torpedo bats or the Easton bats from the Omaha Baseball Village?
Those were returned
Yeah.
to the company.
Okay.
Yes, those are not ours.
I'll secure the bats.
Okay, like softball bats, baseball bats.
We got to use baseball bats, right?
metal
So-
bats,
cricket
wooden
bats.
bats.
If I-
We'll use
Rubber hats.
I'll get some from Omaha.
when
Okay.
when I'm shagging balls in the outfield,
bat testing.
when
Bat-
I'm
bat testing 2 hours before the game.
when I'm shagging balls in the outfield, if I rob a home run, do we count it or do we not count
It's not a home run.
it? Okay.
It's not a home run.
Did you ever have a hit planned for the Jack Mitchell All Stars?
Yes, I did.
Just one?
Wow, so you're their
couple.
leading hitter
What'd you hit
of all
about
time?
260?
I actually had a terrible season.
Yes,
I was
well,
not. I walked.
That was because of the team, not 'cause
I
of you.
walked like 6 or 7 times, and I like scored most of their runs. I think in terms of like runs scored, I had the most. But I could not hit well during that.
Okay,
I'm a much better hitter.
got this text from Aaron.
Hi, Aaron.
Guys, when I lived in Portland, they had a sports radio show do this exact thing. One guy was an All-American lineman for BYU and played in the NFL. Another was a speedy defensive back for a Division III college football team.
Uh-oh.
All others were pretty good at sports. The results were not that good at all. I'm taking the under on whatever numbers
So
we
I
have.
think this isn't this the bit though where it will be really, really bad, where it'll kind of be funny, like the winning 40 time will be over 5.5 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
Oh, yeah.
Like the winning 40 time will be over 5.5. The winning home run derby will literally be 1. The winning home field goal kicking will be 1.
Yeah. Yep. That's why they're not going to be. That's why I think we contract the events a little bit.
I think we just
And
do the
just-
home run
yeah.
derby. I
Yeah.
think we do the home run derby, and I
you
think
want
we
a full day
No,
of us
no,
looking like
absolutely
idiots?
not.
How
I
about
think-
just an hour?
I think we do the home run derby, and that's fun, and it's a swing off, and it's whatever, and it's quick and it's easy and it's content, and then maybe a 40-yard dash.
Yeah. All right. I'm down for the swinging. I'm down for the swing off.
All right.
Who are the odds? So what's our team? It's you, me, Jimmy, and Josh Peterson.
Yeah, I love that group.
Okay.
Love our guys.
Takes on Josh Hodson, Nick Grimm.
We got
and
Jonathan
Sean
Aranda
Bishop.
and Kyle Stowers and a couple guys.
I have faith in we're going to be fine. We got baseball guys.
We'll have
All
100%
four of us are baseball
attendance.
guys.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know that you're getting Josh Peterson out there for this.
No.
What'd you say?
I said our team will have 100% attendance and therefore win.
It's a very good point. The best ability is availability.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay. No,
And
it's
also,
not.
you're going to be down a guy because he's having a kid.
That's
So it's really
Hey,
just,
yes!
Wait,
all right.
wait.
It's
So
all
is-
on you, Matt.
Is it really just Matt versus?
That's right.
Hey, that's right.
I'll still win. You give me 9 swings, I'd kill you guys.
I'd kill you guys.
I would. If you gave me
This
9
is the new,
swings,
This is the new Connor.
Come on.
Yes.
what do you mean? You got a bunch of non-athletes over there. And
What are
and
you?
An athlete. I am an athlete.
I put it in the hot take board.
I am an athlete.
I am an athlete.
Well, what are we doing? I am an athlete. I am the best athlete at 1620 the zone.
You're
easily.
just the youngest. There's a difference.
I work out, I run, I do physical activities, I golf, I take care of my body.
This is good. Just keep going.
No, I'm just saying, you have 3
He's the
non-athletes.
younger version of you.
You have 3 non-athletes. I mean, Nick Grimm spent more time playing video games than I did when I was touching grass.
All right. Well, yep. I'm excited
just
for you.
saying.
Willing to put your money where your mouth is?
Absolutely. Who do you think you're talking to?
He bets on everything. Of course, he's willing to put his money where his mouth
$500.
is.
No, I am not betting
$500.
$500.
500 jelly
Stop.
beans.
I'm not betting $500.
Why?
I don't have $500 to bet with you.
Okay. We'll see you and we'll beat you.
Josh Peterson runs marathons.
Yeah.
$500? No, I'm not betting 500. I'll bet you.
$250.
No, God no. You're not in the hundreds. I'm not
Lunch.
betting hundreds. I'll bet you a standard week of betting for me. So I will bet you $40.
Most random number.
Well, that's every weekend when I
set your limits.
What I start with, well, that's during non-football season. During football season, that's up to 80, but I'm not willing to put 80 on this. I'll bet $40. I'll bet you $40. Me versus if I get the
Weird number.
I'll bet you $50, Gary.
That's better.
Okay.
$50. I'll bet you $50 that my 9 swings versus their 9 swings at Connie Clausen Field, I get equal to or more home runs.
Oh, whoa.
Equal to does include 0.
Is equal push? Is equal push?
Okay, here's what we do. We do the teams we just drafted.
I really don't want to bet on this.
We do the teams that we just drafted, and we play that out, and we see what happens. And then you do your own round. And just we're seeing
but
how many balls fly
it sounds like I don't think the 2 other guys on my team are going to be
That's
there
what it sounds like to
regardless.
us. I mean, Connor, you got to get your house in order. Yeah.
I know.
We've already ordered shirts.
We have to go through media training, apparently.
No dysfunction on Team Gary.
See, Jim writes in the comments, he goes, does Matt realize Josh Peterson ran the Boston Marathon? First off, I didn't say that Josh wasn't an athlete, okay? I said that the other 3 on the team were an athlete. The 3 that were going against aren't athletes. And also, too, Josh is a very good athlete, but I don't know if running marathons necessarily translates to hitting homers. Right? Like, when Aaron Judge wants to, hit more bombs in a year, he's not like, I went marathon running with Greg Sankey.
I would love to watch Aaron Judge run a marathon with Greg Sankey.
Me too. That would be awesome.
Are you going to be okay with the latest trade the Royals just made?
Yeah, I'm excited about Adam Frazier again.
Cam Devaney.
I know. Well,
gone.
Well, did you know that he was up in the bigs for the last week and he never played? Yeah. He never got in there. Usually they find a way to get the guys in there.
Is this actually going to, we actually going to do this?
Probably
we are
not.
going to do this.
Okay.
But I don't know, are you guys going to make it to the field? I mean, there's like dysfunction already.
Cowards.
I don't know.
Well, you're doubting, I was your number 1 overall pick and you're doubting my ability.
Well, some top overall picks have
character issues? Are you telling me that I have a character issue?
There's huge
some
upside
baggage,
with character issues.
There's just some baggage that you have
What's
to
my
carry.
baggage? What is the fact that I have questionable takes every now and then about how I view sports?
You just keep talking about how good you are.
No, I keep talking about how bad the other team is. Okay,
Equally a problem.
Giving us bulletin board material.
Yes,
I've never been more motivated.
It's not Josh. It ain't you. Okay, I'm not trashing you. Okay.
Okay. What other member of my team are you trashing?
The 2 other ones, John Bishop and Nick Grimm.
Oh.
I'm not threatened by them whatsoever.
Are you threatening me?
You don't realize that Nick is listening to the show and now is out in the parking lot with his own batting tee, hitting into a net.
Dude, I thought you were going to say he's going to hit me with
He
the
got
bat.
some hits for the Jack Mitchell All-Stars.
He did.
Yeah, he did. Did you guys butt heads when you were playing together?
I don't think we ever played together. If we did play together, he was incredibly forgettable.
He can't stop.
Guys, I call it how I see it, man. I don't know what to tell you,
All right, well, you've set a high bar for yourself, so I'm excited to see what
I
happens.
have not set a high bar for myself. I've set a low bar for everybody else, and the very medium bar I'll be able to clear.
When you say that, then you have to perform.
I'm aware.
All right.
And I'm going to. I don't know if I really want to bet $50 on it, but
how do you think you do at one of those celebrity boxing events?
I would kill it.
They put those huge gloves on you.
I would kill it. I would
Okay.
the celebrity. I would love to be in an amateur boxing competition. I would love to be in a UFC or an MMA fight or like an amateur boxing fight and like have a training camp for that and like train and try and fight somebody. I loved hockey. I like getting hit in the face. I enjoyed contact. I enjoyed like being physical and like kind of getting beat up. Like it was
Enforcer.
Why are you smiling at me?
No,
Like
this is good.
I enjoyed very much just getting the crap beat out of me sometimes. Like it was fun.
All right, we can handle that. We can get somebody to do that.
Where's Houston Alexander?
Next 1620 the zone contest. Come
You get
beat
to
the crap
fight
out of
Matt. Yeah,
Matt.
you get to fight Matt.
Oh, we'd have record entries.
We would not have record.
Would you stand in there to take one punch from Houston Alexander?
Oh, we can make that happen.
Very easily.
How much
He
money
might
are,
be driving
how,
on the
how
down
much,
here now.
How much money am I getting, and how much money is for charity?
You're not getting anything. Charity is getting some.
But it goes into the competition.
So if we raised a lot of money for charity, I would fight Houston Alexander for 30 seconds.
What about Bud
I don't think it
Crawford?
would last 30
I'm not.
seconds.
I'm kidding. I'm
Would
kidding.
you go
I'm
spar?
Totally kidding.
Would you go spar
I'm
with Bud
totally
in
kidding.
Colorado Springs?
I'm totally kidding. I don't want to fight any of these professional fighters. I said I want.
There we go.
I don't want to fight any of these pros. I want to
That-
fight 0 of them. Okay, which is why I mentioned charity. Because if we did for charity, maybe I'd get my ass kicked for charity. But like, no, I actually don't want to do that at all.
Now we're talking.
Not
Matt.
at all. Now, an amateur, like if he was equally as unathletic, or equally untrained as me,
Mhm.
like an equal athlete, and we just both train, I would enjoy doing that because I know that I wouldn't die. If you just let Houston Alexander hit me in the temple as hard as he could, he might kill me. Like I might, like it might
right.
go very poorly. So I don't want to do that.
Okay, I'm glad you said that.
I don't want to do that
I'm glad you
at
said
all.
that.
At all.
So we got some plans to make.
Yes, we got to swing off.
We got to find a BP thrower. Got to get a field. Got to get an
yeah.
L screen. A little.
Gotta get some balls.
Yeah, need a catcher.
Do we need a catcher
I like the idea of the catcher.
in full gear?
Yeah, because did you see Schwarber's catcher last night? He was fired up for him.
He was.
sitting back there. He could barely catch the ball, but he was like, "Oh yeah, that's gone." You
Was
could
that
tell.
guy like in the bullpen all night?
I
And
don't
then when
know.
the game goes to extras, he sprints
I
in?
assume he was a bat boy, and they just like go gear up. You're out. You're going out there.
I just want to make it very clear again that I don't want to fight any of these professional fighters.
Travis is offering up Iowa Western's beautiful new facilities.
That is a beautiful facility.
Mm-hmm.
We could go there.
They got a wall.
We playing on the softball field there as well?
Mhm.
Okay.
We
This
got
would
facilities.
be a fun, like, I don't know, everybody's dad throws them BP, because that's the thing that they do at the home run derby.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
but your dad better be a professional baseball coach or a former professional baseball
He's
player.
not. He's an accountant.
Okay, that would not work. That would not be good for you, probably.
Jim in the YouTube chat says, I throw BP every day. Pick me.
Okay, you got it. The job is
All right.
yours.
I have there's a follow up to Jim.
Yeah.
Like where
Every
and
day? What are you doing?
I actually live next to some Creighton baseball players, so I probably can just knock on their door and be like, hey, do you want to throw me BP?
I don't think that they would do that. Probably.
I don't know. I have some connections.
They do it for money. That's all college kids do now. Is things for money.
I could roll up with a pitcher.
Okay.
I could roll up with a pitcher from Creighton to throw me BP. I definitely could do that, actually.
All right. Very
I think by the
exciting.
time we get there though, Connor, I feel bad for you. I mean, your draft looked really good.
Yeah.
I drafted more on we're gonna be continuity and culture.
Yeah, you guys
Looks
got
like your
hard.
team is gonna be broken apart.
We got one guy who's just like, I'm the man. I'm the man. I'm the man. But we'll see if he performs. We'll see if he
yeah.
plays.
Wrote some big checks.
Uh-huh.
I had to back out the whole fight thing. Don't want anything to do with that. But definitely will kick everybody's ass here at the station in terms of athletic ability and
Everyone.
Everyone, including the guy that just ran in the Boston Marathon.
Well, we're not running a marathon.
I would think that Josh is pretty athletic.
He can run.
He ran in the Boston Marathon.
He definitely win the 40.
Oh,
or
I'm
whatever.
acknowledging
He did not
that.
walk the Boston Marathon. He ran 26 miles.
Once again, I respect Josh and I respect
3 hours.
his athleticism.
Brian writes in,
Hi, Brian.
am I the only out of shape 50-year-old that wants to challenge Matt just to shut him up? I don't probably think so. I don't probably think so. So we'll see. Pressure's on.
I really set myself up for failure.
That's right.
Now you're starting to
okay.
question everything.
Yeah. It's called content.
Is there a local batting cage where you put in the quarters and
That's a great question. I don't know. Do we have any of those anymore?
Oh, yeah.
Probably
There's
gonna
got to
do
be.
it.
They got to be somewhere.
they used to be all over the place. Like that, you would go to a miniature golf and there would be the batting cages. That's what they had in Lincoln off of 56th and Highway
I
2.
know I've seen them.
Like just
Yeah.
a public batting
I
cage.
just don't know where.
Like you could go in Millard and just pull up and you got a roll full of quarters and you put on the oversized batting helmet
It'd be awesome.
with the bad bat
With the bat from 1978. Yeah.
and crank that puppy up to 85.
You know, if you don't hit it on the barrel, your hands are absolutely exploded.
Because they don't show you real baseballs. They're those rubber ones that are awful.
Yeah. They don't spin the right way. Yeah. All right. Cool. We got a plan. Now we just got to put it into motion, which we definitely will.
Well, yeah. Now that I've set myself to look like a fool, you definitely are all over.
We're all over.
This happening.
Yeah, we'll just have to figure out one thing at a time.
Yes.
One thing at a time.
I like my team. I like my team.
I don't think my team's going to show up.
Just want to do you proud, Coach.
Well, they're not going to show up because you keep demeaning them.
I did not demean any of them.
Demeaning them.
I did not demean any of them. I said that they're both good athletes. I was telling you to draft Jimmy.
You were not.
I was kind of like Jimmy. Yeah.
You know what? I was thinking I wanted Matt as my first pick. It's okay that you went first.
Yeah, I know.
Am I not supposed to show utmost confidence in my abilities? What do you want me to be like? Oh, guys, I'm going to suck. Like, oh, haha.
We're just quiet. Funny. We're just quiet, confident.
Yeah, just set the bar low.
Well, two of the guys aren't here. You know,
just set the bar low and then exceed the expectation.
That's what Gary was saying about Nebraska football yesterday.
That'd be awesome.
Going into the season thinking they're going to go 6-6, they go 8-4, and you're like, man, this is great.
That'd be awesome. That'd be fantastic.
It'll be fun.
But that'll never happen because there will people will be like, oh, this guy who's never done anything before, he's gonna run for 1,500 yards this year. That'll happen every single year.
If that happened this year, that would be pretty wild.
That would be pretty surprising.
Back would be.
Yeah, you know that guy who was on Georgia who couldn't crack the starting lineup on Georgia? Man, he's going to be incredible for us. All Big Ten for Nebraska.
He actually could be a nice little player this year.
We could bring back, as Matt says on the Equitable Bank inbox, we could bring back some 1620 alumni.
Well, then, I mean,
yeah. Okay, so I get the first pick?
Sure.
Okay. Nick Ball.
All right, I'll take Damon.
Yeah. I was about to say.
Oh, wait a minute. Time out.
I was about to say. How did you pass up on Damon?
I mean, they're both really good athletes.
So. Again,
Ball's a really good
Damon's
athlete.
sort of in the Josh Peterson category where you count on him to show up at the assigned time.
Oh, yeah. All right. So we got a plan. Here we go. You guys enjoy the rest of your day thinking about it. Just think about it all day long.
Head into the cages.
That's Crossover powered by Every Level Concrete Repair in Omaha at everylevelconcrete.com. It is Wednesday. We'll start things off next.
That's the Crossover. The Connor Happer Show is next on 1620 The Zone.
Drying out on Wednesday, still a slight chance of a shower early on, then watching for chances south of the metro late in the day. Otherwise, expect partly to mostly cloudy skies, warm and muggy with highs in the low 80s. I'm meteorologist Sean Everson from KETV Newswatch 7.
If you need to hire, it seems like the whole process can be exhausting. You search resumes, wait for the right candidates to apply, set up initial interviews. It's a lot of time and work. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates for your job the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Zip Intro is super easy to use. You simply pick a time, and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day. Best of all, you save time and energy.
Try Zip Intro for free right now at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Zip Intro. Post jobs today, talk to qualified candidates tomorrow. Once again, go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
It's the Connor Happer Show. Are we sure we want to do this?
Could you, make an announcement that we're ready?
It's the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
All right, welcome in. Happy Wednesday. It's the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone and on 1620thezone.com. Connor Happer, Josh Odson with you. Welcome to the 2 days on the calendar with nothing. No sports. But we do have sports to react to from last night. The Major League Baseball All-Star Game was very good.
Y'all were worried.
I have some takes that we'll have a little bit in just a couple minutes on the show, and a variety of other things from the Major League All-Star Game last night. But coming up today, Mitch Sherman will join coming up at 11:30, as he regularly does. No Robin today. He's on a beach somewhere.
Whoa.
He sent me a video the other day, and he said, don't call me. He said, don't call me on Thursday. I am on the beach. And I said, enjoy Capitol Beach. And then he sent me a video, and it did not appear to be the lovely shores of Capitol Beach. So Robin's out of town.
A real beach.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can get some confirmation on which body of water he's beaching it at right now.
Yeah, we don't want to know exactly where he's at.
You think he's Atlantic, Pacific, or Gulf guy?
Atlantic.
His vibe is kind of a Pacific guy, but I feel like he's probably the Atlantic.
Mm-hmm.
Just hard to tell where. Certainly couldn't tell from picture or video of the beach. So Mitch will join us at 11:30, and I have an opinion coming up at noon today. That's the lineup powered by the referees, John Higgins Weather Guard. Want to hear from you all today? 402-951-1620 on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. You can call or text that number. Tweet at Happer Show at Connor Happer on the JTech Construction Zone Twitter feed. Email Connor or Josh Show at 1620thezone.com on the Equitable Bank Zone inbox. And we say good morning to the YouTube streamers today, like dear Mr. Sindelar, who is upset.
Whoa.
Said, Connor, I'm mad about this Royals trade, and you can put it on the internet that I'm mad.
Oh, okay.
Why are we mad about getting Adam Frazier, a professional hitter?
Been there, done that.
Been there, done that. You traded Cam Devaney, Omaha Storm Chasers legend, Cam Devaney. This is how you get the trade deadline started in style. This will probably be the only thing that the Royals do for the next 2 weeks before the trade deadline. They're getting Adam Frazier, the guy who hit, probably 220 on their team last year, but is well-liked in the clubhouse and can fill needs in a variety of different players in a variety of different places when players inevitably get hurt or underperform significantly. So thank you Adam, for returning to the Kansas City Royals.
Thank you, Adam.
The Royals had a
Thank
big
you,
impact
Adam.
on the All-Star game last night.
Yeah, you were really rattling off all the things.
Chris
I know.
Bubich gave up a 3-run home run. Congratulations. The big impact on the game. Bobby Witt Jr. had a RBI and a hit. Michael Garcia got on base and scored. And Mr. Kamehameha, Carlos Estevez, got himself into trouble and got himself out of trouble.
No harm, no foul.
Nice job by him. And then we went to a swing off, which we'll talk about here in just a moment. Elsewhere on the show today, a really good breakdown on ESPN from Bill Connolly today of the best coaches, some over the last 20 years and then right now as well. There's actually, it's not just a list. There's like numbers attached to this. There's some science in it as well. So this is a good thing from Bill Connolly, a real life list. We have found the driver for the expansion of the NCAA basketball tournament, and it might not be what you think it is.
It's Seth Davis, yes?
It's not Seth Davis. In a roundabout way, it is kind of what you think it is, but in a very specific way, it's not. We'll get to that in the show. Other things coming out of baseball over the last couple of days, sounds like the wind is blowing toward Major League Baseball players participating in Olympic baseball in 2028, although that does create some logistical issues. So we'll look ahead to 2028, maybe for a moment today on the show. Bill Moose has received a phone call from Sam McEwen, who asked him who might have been on that list had Scott Frost not taken the wrong job.
I heard he did that
in 2017.
In an off-the-record conversation, he revealed that
definitely off the record, for sure. Also, I want to talk about Italian ice, and I want to talk about shampoos that are supposed to regenerate your hair.
I mean, this is the 48-hour stretch to talk about those things.
Thank you.
We can get to some
and
weird
it's topical. It's topical. It's not like I'm pulling it out of thin, no pun intended, air, but because there was a guy in the summer league yesterday who they were just ripping because he was bald.
What a weird,
what a jerk.
Michael Jordan was bald.
So yeah, but balding and bald are different. You're bald, it's like, nobody looks twice, but you're balding, and then all of a sudden you got problems. So yes, there is some space to talk about the things that really matter today on the show. All right, glad you're with us this morning and afternoon. With a little bit of weather coming in last night. Hopefully everyone's, if it was trash night, there was trash strewn across the street in my neighborhood last night.
You live in a nice area. I don't want trash on the street.
I don't live in a nice area.
Yeah,
Stop saying that.
I've been to your domicile.
It's a fine area. I love my neighbors and my neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's nice and affordable.
You should be proud. You're doing great.
Josh keeps trying to put on the internet that I'm rich.
You live in Blueberry Hills and it's nice.
Back after this on 1620 The Zone.
For the Jays, the Huskers, and even you Jayskers, we are 1620 The Zone.
I'm Omaha Athletic Director Adrian Dow, and I want to introduce you to 3 Omaha schools that are playing a vital role in keeping
This is the kind of locker room culture that I want.
Careful.
Well, I just, I drafted a fake team, and then all of a sudden that fake team imploded instantly because of the words from one young man.
Oh, you got tempted by that sweet, sweet upside. You didn't pay attention to the character issues.
I really didn't.
There the whole time.
I ignored it. I just ignored it completely. I don't know. We'll see how it turns out. Maybe we get him in the system and chills out a little bit.
You need a vet to really, have a hand on the shoulder the whole time.
Well, I mean, maybe that's what I almost called them the New Orleans Hornets. The Charlotte Hornets are thinking. There was a lot of conversation this year about the players that they drafted and talking about high culture guys and stuff like that. So there's currently a burgeoning friendly rivalry between one Liam McNeely and one Ryan Kalkbrenner. There was a day in the life of Ryan Kalkbrenner that the Hornets did that they released it was immediately when the All-Star game was ending last night. It was 11 o'clock. They were like, hey, check this out. We'd followed around Ryan Kalkbrenner for a day. And here it is. And, it was a minute long or whatever. And not really anything out of the ordinary. And then Liam McNeely, his teammate, former UConn Husky, headband wearer and person who does this for some reason, and dropped 30 on Creighton back in February. He said, I'm going to get him, Ryan Kalkbrenner, to wear a UConn jersey. And now Ryan Kalkbrenner has bitten back and he says, I'm going to get this guy to wear a Creighton jersey. So don't be surprised if you're a Creighton or UConn fan and you see one of your favorite players wearing one of your least favorite jerseys.
Both of those fan bases have a large Twitter burner community. So
yes, they do, Josh.
I imagine the picture will
do
damage.
Whatever this bet is, you need to be very careful because if Ryan Kalkbrenner was wearing a UConn jersey, it would cause some issues. Mm-hmm. It would cause some issues. I can't speak to how many issues it would cause the UConn fan base if Liam McNeely showed up in a Creighton jersey. Probably a few, but I can tell you definitively that if Ryan Kalkbrenner was wearing a UConn jersey, it would be a bad day for the burners out here. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we're watching that one. We're watching that one very, very, very closely. Before we get in the All-Star game talk, we have a couple minutes here before we'll get into it at the top of the hour. So a couple things from last night. People sleeping on Italian ice, okay?
Oh, are they?
Yes. People asleep. They don't talk about it when they talk about desserts, frozen desserts, just desserts in general.
Okay.
They don't talk about Italian ice.
Sure.
I don't know. Maybe it's more of an East Coast thing. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I think so.
But I forgot about it for a really long time. And then my dad was like, hey, we went to the store and we got these. They're like there's these little cups and it's Italian ice. And I'm like, oh my God, I forgot about Italian ice as a dessert. That sounds awesome. I've been eating ice cream for way too long. Or those Snickers ice cream bars, which are incredible.
Ooh, I wonder if there's some in the freezer down the hall.
There might be from the college. I think we had a whole other box left from the College World Series, which was exciting. But next year, I'm going to recommend to Chris that we get a whole bunch of Italian ices.
Okay, he would do that for you.
I want everyone to know about Italian ice. Well, I said last night, I've had 3 of these, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. I heard from many, including Lee Sterling.
Whoa.
Lee Sterling of Paramount Sports, who said, I had 3 last night.
Hello.
That's what I'm talking about.
What flavor were you down in?
So there's one, they come in packs of 6, and there's one of them that's 3 strawberry and 3 lemon. And then there's another one that's just lemon. So yesterday I went to the store to get a couple things for sandwiches that we were making last night. And so I got 12 total cups of Italian ice, and 9 of them were lemon and 3 of them were strawberry. And I ate all 3 of the strawberry ones last night. I don't think my wife knows that yet.
There's a cherry.
I ate 5.
There's a watermelon. There's a cherry and lemon swirl.
I ate 5.
Wow.
I ate 5 cups of Italian ice.
They look very small in the photo.
They are incredible. They're so good. I sit there on the couch and I eat them. And my daughter, she can barely walk, but she says, she walks over She grabs the edge of the couch and then she just starts scooting over to me.
Exerts real effort to get to you.
Yes, looking at me like a tiny dog. She says, "Give me a spoon of this Italian ice." And I said, "Okay, I will do that. I will do that for you."
Hell yeah.
They're delicious, and people are sleeping on them. So, thank you. I did get a couple comments. Got one from EB who said, "Keep showing off all that blueberry money. See how far it gets you." And Derek said that, "Yeah, because you're rich." Why does this keep happening, Josh? Buying Italian ices don't make you rich. They cost $5 a pack. They $5 for 6 cups of Italian ice. I'd say that's a steal of a deal. And I would say you guys buying your designer ice creams, you guys are the rich ones.
I go to Runza and get a $1 cone.
I pay less for my Italian ices.
And sometimes my wife and I share the cone.
I pay less for my Italian ices.
My child gets it for free with a coupon on the bag at the kids' meal.
That you're doing a good job. You're minimizing your financial impact in that category. I see people walking around with their big ice cream cones that cost $12 from the local ice cream shops, which are good, and I have no problem with splurging on every once in a while. But if I'm sitting at my house, yeah,
I am.
Give me some Italian ice.
1,000% picking up at least a box on the way home.
I'm doing great work for Luigi's.
Yes. Connor here for Luigi's Real Italian Ice.
Charles writes in, "Who is sleeping on Italian ice? They are banging."
You know what? I might. This is the play. You go home. On the way home from work today, you get yourself a box, whatever flavor you want.
Yep. At Hy-Vee, they only had the 2 kinds.
There are other kinds on the website.
Yeah. I don't know where you got to go to find the best selection.
You wait till everyone who lives in your house goes to bed. Not too late.
Could be late. How about just after dinner?
Okay, after dinner. You turn on Netflix. You fire up the episode of Seinfeld with Bette Midler where she was craving an Italian ice.
Yes.
And you eat your Italian ice and you watch the episode of Seinfeld. The Understudy, I think is what the episode was called.
That sounds right. That sounds right.
You get a little softball in that episode. You get a little Bette Midler. You get a little Italian ice.
Maybe you just go all New York and you just go, "I want a slice of pizza for dinner," or something like that, and a cannoli.
Got to be able to fold it. Would love a cannoli.
I love a cannoli. I haven't had a good cannoli in a while. I had a cannoli. Man. Well, I had a cannoli the last time I went to New York. And I had we had really good cannolis when Gary and I went to media days in India a couple of years ago from a deli. They were good.
I had a delicious cannoli.
When's the last time you had a great cannoli?
2 weeks ago. My wife and I went to a place.
My wife.
We'll go there sometime, Connor.
Oh, that place. Okay.
That place.
I love that place.
Yeah,
good pizza, good cannolis.
Great cannolis.
Yeah. John writes in, "How much does Italian ice cost?" I don't know. The cups cost $5 for 6.
$3.39 for a 6-pack at Target.
Bang! That's what I'm talking about.
Honey, I'm coming home with some.
From the 402.
Hi, 402.
Connor, Raspado is the Mexican version of Italian ice and is even better. Have you heard of Raspado?
No.
Whoa. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued in all of the country's ices, for the record. Except for our ice.
Yeah, not American. Where's your American ice, Connor? Raspado?
Raspado. That's what it says.
Shaved ice. Look at that.
Check it out.
Huh.
Also, Brian writes in.
No, I don't want shaved ice. Go to the other one. Yeah.
Put it in a big cup. Brian writes in, "Groceries at Hy-Vee. Connor is rich." Groceries at Hy-Vee.
And Costco. He pays to have a card so he can go in and buy groceries.
But I get kickbacks from the diapers.
Kickbacks.
I get the kickbacks. They give me like $100 check. It covers the whole thing every year.
These rich people always getting kickbacks, but us blue collars, nothing.
You gotta spend a little to get a little, Josh. And that's how I approach my desserts in my Italian ice. It's an investment. It's an investment.
These are pretty fancy. These Rispados.
I'm interested.
They do them big.
Sindelar says, "I know about Rispato." Well, he says, "Actually, I know about Reposado."
See, that's what I thought we were talking about. I know about that.
That's different. That's not. Well, I guess it could be dessert, but that's not what it commonly is used for.
I have some of that in my house.
Maybe you pop a little bit of the Reposado while you're watching the Bette Midler episode too.
Okay, don't threaten me with a good time.
You're talking about a good night, Josh. Okay, All-Star Game next on 1620 The Zone.
Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
In a world where we're cynical about everything and we can't all agree on one thing, it did seem like the sports watching public agreed almost unanimously, if not unanimously, last night that the Major League All-Star Game is awesome. And I was happy to see it. I was very, very happy to see us all say, actually, this is great. Major League Baseball does a great job with it. Baseball has the best All-Star Game by far. It's American as hell. It honors its past. Shout out to the Hank Aaron tribute. It showcases its future. It doesn't, for the most part, I suppose, until if the game's tied through 9 innings, feel like an exhibition. And it feels like the best of the sport. It might be, I was thinking this while I was watching it last night, it might be baseball's biggest stage. You know, people think the playoffs and the World Series, and I'm sure that those get better TV ratings, but that takes place in the wash of football season. It gets lost. We don't really talk about the World Series much on our shows because we're talking about football.
There was a walk-off grand slam in a game between the Dodgers and the Yankees.
And it was awesome.
It was awesome.
It was definitively awesome.
But I don't know how much we talked about it.
Probably not much. Because Nebraska beat Rutgers.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was.
Really had to break that one down.
It was a couple weeks after that, I think. Because the week Nebraska beat Rutgers was the Royals-Yankees week, and I was freaked out about that one. But it might be baseball's biggest stage. And I think they do an excellent job with it. There's baseball is sort of poisoned with all of these conversations about the future of the game. And right now we have this ongoing sort of labor disputes and, what's going to happen. Is this good for the game? Is this bad for the game? Pitch clock and challenges and robot umpires. And, in the past it's been steroids and whatever it might be. So all those conversations kind of come to a head a little bit this week. But then when the baseball game's on, it's awesome. It's by far the best All-Star game. Glad that they made them wear the real jerseys from the real teams last night. That absolutely continued to elevate the game even further. And I would be surprised if it wasn't the most watched All-Star game for, over the last couple of years. They've been sitting around 7 or so million over the last few. I would imagine last night
as
did
the
itself
game got
pretty well.
Closer and closer, I'm sure more and more people tuned in.
It was long. It went a little bit late.
Went late. I think it got over at 11 Eastern.
But yeah, it was 11. It was 11 Central.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it was just shy of 11 before I stopped watching because I wanted to see who they gave the MVP to, and by that time it was right about 11 o'clock.
Okay,
so it was probably 10:45 ish when the game ended. And it ended, of course, in a swing off.
Of course.
Now, everyone definitely knew that as the game was going on, and nobody thought to think, hey, if there's a tie, what happens?
Well, I thought that because in the 9th or whatever, the Dave Roberts put in Edwin Diaz from the Mets, and they made a point to say Dave Roberts goes to his last pitcher.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, what? That's how we got in this whole mess.
You budget for 9. That's what happens. They weren't going to play another inning and have Ohtani pitch. I'll tell you that much.
Right.
They weren't going to make Tarek Skubal put his clothes back on.
Now, I didn't go the extra mile and go, okay, what's the process of extra innings? I just assumed, hey, Edwin, you're going to go out there. You're probably going to give up 3 or 4 runs, but it's okay because the game will be over.
So apparently, Major League Baseball had the rules posted on their website for the All-Star game and what happens in this exact scenario. It reads, or it read, if all of this indeed comes to pass, the game in the record books would be considered a tie with the notation that one league defeated the other in a home run swing-off, and there would be no winning or losing pitcher. Additionally, the All-Star Game MVP award would be based on what happened in the 9-inning game. That was apparently erased. The last sentence of that was apparently erased from the rules because the MVP was given to Kyle Schwarber, who went 3 swings, 3 home runs, and got 0 hits in the 9-inning game last night. If they would have done it based on the 9-inning game, the MVP probably would have been Pete Alonso, who had a 3-run home run.
I would think so.
In the game last night, but it was Kyle Schwarber, and so there's some conversation about that is going on today. But I mean, it doesn't count for anything. And you don't want to call it a tie. I think they could have probably sped that part of it up a little bit. We didn't need the Verducci interview before every guy that came up.
Hey, you're about to go up there. What do you think?
But it was cool.
Yeah.
It was dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, Aranda, as much as we make fun of Jonathan Aranda for being in the swing off here, which he probably shouldn't have been because
who?
Yeah. He of the Tampa Bay Rays got placed in the swing-off and was the third batter, so everything came down to him last night. But he did hit one like off the wall, like 4 feet shy of going over the fence and tying the derby.
He's got 11 home runs this year.
Yeah, 11. It's pretty good.
It's a number.
So apparently the managers, Dave Robertson and Aaron Boone, had to declare who they were going to choose for this on Monday, the day before the All-Star game. Whether you believe that or not, I don't know, but apparently that's how it went. And for some reason, Aaron Boone chose Jonathan Aranda. Maybe he's killed the Yankees this year or something like that. I suppose that's possible. But that's the guys that they ended up with instead of some of the stars of the game. And there's good reason behind that, right? You wanted to have a guy that was in the game at the time, but you did have a few more options as of some stars that you could have put out there in that situation.
And like we said in the crossover, I think it was probably, okay, I'll put 3 names on this sheet. What are the odds it will matter?
Probably.
But yeah, I mean, he's not going to come out after the game and say that, right? And boy, this is a lot like when I was a child and I would watch wrestling on Saturday mornings and Hulk Hogan would wrestle in the first match of the night. And I would go, hey, Dad, that's weird. Wouldn't you want like the biggest star wrestling at the end of the night?
What a thought.
And I would go, and my dad or someone would sit down and tell me, oh, son, he wants to get the hell out of Biloxi, Mississippi. He doesn't want to be there.
Yep.
So he wrestles first and then gets the hell out of there. He's not backstage watching the other guys work very hard at their craft.
Do not tempt Major League Baseball players with 3 days off.
Yes. Even
they will take it.
Several members of the Yankees, whose next game is in Atlanta.
Now, to their credit, though, they do get, everybody who gets nominated considers it to be an honor, and they go, right? They show up. At least they play in the game. The same cannot be said for a couple of the other sports that I'm thinking of at the top of my head right now. So it does still seem like an honor for the players to be there. And I think once they're there, they enjoy the camaraderie and all of that stuff. And I think it makes for a really good product. It's hard to fake a baseball game, right? They're going to play and they want to put on a show, and you put a pitcher out there for an inning and the guy's capable of throwing 100. You're damn right he's going to throw 100. Or if you're Jacob Bizarowski, you're going to throw a 99-mile-an-hour slider last night. Kind of just ridiculous stuff. The reactions from each of the dugouts after that was hilarious. They were just like, what are we supposed to do about this kid? What are we supposed to do?
He's pitched 5 games.
The Hank Aaron tribute was phenomenal.
So I was beside myself during the pregame.
Yeah, because they didn't do anything.
And I was told it was
7:15 and 7:15.
They said there was an on-field tribute to Hank Aaron, and I just assumed it was before the game. And I was like, oh, did they just run out of time and canceled it? Geez, what a great look, baseball. Rob Manfred hates baseball. But I kind of sat on it in case,
so you got mad.
In case I kind of missed it, and I didn't want to look like an idiot. Like, no, Josh, they did it already.
And then all of a sudden, bang, I think it was 5th inning. They come back, and the lights are out, and
Vin Scully's telling me about history and race relations in America, and
a firework is shooting off from home plate into left center field, and
there's a spotlight.
Yeah. Incredibly well done.
Photos of Hank Aaron's wife.
Incredibly well done. Yeah, really, really good stuff. So that's the thing that baseball does best. They honor their history. They talk about their history. They talk about their past players. They do a really good job with that. They don't become these it doesn't turn into this Paul Skeens would dominate that guy today.
Right.
That's what it becomes in the other sports, in the NFL and the NBA. It's like if you put like Bill Russell out there, they're like, yeah, but Kobe would kill him, or whatever it might be, or whoever, Jokic would run circles around that guy right now. That's how it becomes in those sports. In baseball, we don't do that because I think there's a great appreciation for baseball's history, and that has to be accepted amongst the baseball players, and they do a good job with that. It's a culture.
Did you watch the pregame and see friend of the show, Austin Butler?
No.
Now is obsessed with Shohei Ohtani. So
I did not. What happened with him?
He narrated something about
as Elvis,
the stars of the game. Well, no, it was just as Austin Butler, but I expect him in his next interview to be like, I can't stop talking like Shohei.
I love Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei. And Freddie Freeman, the Dodgers stars.
I didn't see any Austin Butler, and I was pretty okay with it.
Did Mookie Betts not make this game? Is he okay? Is he injured?
Did
he decline?
I don't think anybody declined.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I don't know what happened with him. Maybe he didn't make it.
Sorry, I know we're kind of supposed to be lawyers and not ask questions we don't know the answers to.
Maybe he didn't make it. Maybe he didn't make it. I mean, I just never pay attention to who's making it because everybody makes it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that baseball could probably afford to do a little bit better.
I guess let me look at the box score. I don't think he played in the game, right?
Here is Caleb from the Equitable Bank inbox.
Hi, Caleb.
Now, this is I have an opinion, but we're talking about the All-Star game, so I'm going to bring it up here.
Bring it.
The All-Star game was entertaining, and I do not care what the baseball purist thinks. The swing-off was different and a fun approach. It reminded me, of shootouts in soccer and hockey. Well, yeah, to your point, Caleb, the purists of the sports don't necessarily love those things either. Do whatever the hell you want in the All-Star game. Whatever you feel like is appropriate. Like I felt like they did it. They did it fine. There was probably some kinks to work out because it was the first time it ever happened. But as far as who's in it and the pace of it and all that stuff. But yeah, I have no problem with the idea. It's an exhibition game. Now, if it counts for something, which it doesn't anymore, if it counts for something,
if
then
that was for home field advantage in the World Series,
probably a little bit of a different story. There would have been a conversation about it today. But I don't think anybody has a problem with what happened.
I was just about to ask that. Did anybody speak out like this is dumb? Like I'm sure the Mad Dogs and the Wilbons of the world will go, that was stupid. It was not baseball.
Yeah,
but
they're doing a bit.
That's my Mad Dog. What do you think?
Pretty good.
But
he's no Francesa though.
I didn't see anybody last night. Even the people who started like, this is a dumb way to decide your All-Star game. Even they came around by the second round. We're like, okay, this is pretty high drama.
Yeah, at the end of the day, who cares?
Yeah.
You're tied after 9 innings, and let's find out a way to wrap this thing up and get a conclusion out of it.
Mookie Betts did not make the All-Star team.
And then there is there's another thing that baseball has done really well, and it's probably the only sport you could do this really well in. As I've talked about a lot before, it is the mic'd up stuff. In fact, they've started to mic up the pitchers over the last couple years.
Great bit.
They don't seem to care much. They're like, this is weird, but they don't seem to care much. Tarek Skubal didn't really bring anything to the table.
He did not.
Except for the broadcaster, Smoltz and Joe Davis were trying to egg him on to challenge stuff, and he did, and got a strikeout on a challenge in his inning.
I will parrot what Stibbs said last night. Let's maybe not mic up the catcher whose mouth is pressed up against a pad.
Yeah, but if you get an F-bomb in there, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's pretty funny. Like imagine if you're Tarek Skubal or if you're Cal Raleigh, you're the pitcher or the catcher in this situation. You have Ohtani at the plate. Maybe you feel like you have him beat, and then he just sticks the bat out there and he lobs one over shortstop. You're like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this guy?
Yeah. And then
that's why baseball is the most frustrating thing to ever do.
Acuna's right behind him and does a very similar thing.
Yeah. So Skubal in the All-Star game, not so good. A couple of bloops went against him. But like I said, baseball does the mic'd up stuff really well. And so if you didn't see it last night or if you weren't watching last night, I wanted to play. This is basically the entirety of Clayton Kershaw's outing. It didn't last very long. He was mic'd up almost the entire time, and will go all the way until he gets taken. It's just a couple minutes here, but Clayton Kershaw playing in likely his final All-Star game. He was a commissioner exemption.
6 pitches
to this game, and he takes you through his process, quote unquote, a little bit. Once again, it's not an important thing. He's kind of just messing around, but it was cool to get this insight. Here's Clayton Kershaw last night.
And we're actually going to get to talk baseball with Clayton. I can't believe you're doing this, Clayton.
I can't either. I'm going to try to throw some cheese real quick. Hold on.
Cal Raleigh puts it in the air to left field. And a sliding catch by Kyle Tucker.
That was sick.
Easy.
That was sick.
Kyle Tucker now with the Cubs, enjoying a great season and enjoying a great catch.
I think this might be my last batter, guys.
That was sweet.
Yeah, how hard was that one? 91?
It was an out.
It was an out. All right, we're going cheese again.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go. I mean, you and Paul Skeens are pretty much the same guy.
Right down the middle. I'm so glad he didn't swing. Okay, I'm going curveball here.
Okay.
Oh, that was short.
What now? Double up.
All right, now I think I probably got to go slider. Let's think what Will thinks, but I think I got to go slider here. No, he wants curveball again. All right, fine.
Got him. Uncle Charlie.
Okay. What do you want? Smoltzy, what do you want?
Cutter in. Slider in.
I don't throw a cutter,
He doesn't slider in. Say cutter.
Son of a.
Gonna make him mad.
That was short.
How about this splitty? Break out the splitty.
All right, what's the count? 2-2?
Yeah,
this is so weird talking to you guys.
It's kind of weird for us, too. Hey, sit him down.
I think that might be it.
That's it. And Clayton, what a year, buddy. What a career. And what a moment. Soak it in.
Thanks, brother. All right. Thanks. Thanks, dude. Attaboy. Thanks, guys. That was fun. That was fun. Thank you. Thanks, dude. Thanks, brother. That was fun. All right.
That's yours.
I keep it?
That's yours. You keep it.
All right.
That's yours. Well done, Chris.
Thanks, guys. All right.
One of the greatest that ever lived right there, Clayton Kershaw.
Hey, that was fun, guys. Thanks for talking.
You're the best, 22.
Hey.
Pretty good. Pretty good stuff.
Thanks, dude.
Gee, I wonder if Clayton Kershaw's coming back next year.
Feels like he's retired.
Maybe even today.
I guess I haven't watched him much lately.
It looked like that was tough for him.
I didn't realize his fastball was topping out at 89.
It looked like he was laboring was the word that came to mind.
You got your 2 outs on 6 pitches. Vladdy was way ahead of that curveball. Yeah, that was awesome.
It was
one of the best parts of the game for sure last night. Like I said, I'm excited to see the ratings of that and exactly how it looks, but it just feels like that's the biggest that's baseball's biggest stage, and they do it really, really well. The colors and the honoring of the past and all that stuff.
The pregame ceremonies, the announcing the lineups.
God bless America guy.
Yeah.
Even though they had to get him a new microphone.
That guy's great.
That guy's awesome. He's fantastic. Yeah, it was really good. One more quick thing on baseball before we get to Mitch here. So another thing that had been talked about this week is Olympic baseball. The Olympics are coming to the United States in 2028. Olympic baseball is on the docket, and Rob Manfred had some comments this week about allowing Major League players to play. And he said it's something that he might push for. He said it is possible to play. Now, there's also a question of logistics here. Now, what the plan is, apparently, is that they're going to have a bit of a longer break when the Olympics. So the Olympics and the All-Star Game are going to be happening at the same time in 2028. And they haven't decided where they're going to put the All-Star Game in 2028. But it sounds like they want to put it on the West Coast because that's where the Olympics are going to be based in Los Angeles. Put the All-Star Game. They said they're going to have baseball Olympics there. So the plan is reportedly to have the 2028 All-Star Game in San Francisco. And
that's why that came. Okay.
And baseball is going to have reportedly as much as a couple weeks off. Major League Baseball is going to have a couple weeks off so their best players could participate in the Olympics and then have a regular-ish sort of all-star break as well.
Yeah, do it.
It won't happen on the second Tuesday or whatever of the month, but they're going to. It sounds like Major League Baseball is pushing to allow their players to do this, which I would imagine the players would be all in for. Less workload on them, but there would have to be accommodations that would have to be made, including either moving the season up or pushing it back a little bit to accommodate for that 2-week break of Major League Baseball games in the middle, which is sort of fascinating. Olympic baseball,
move it up one on the front end, push it back one on the back end.
Olympic baseball with Major League players in America. I mean, think of the World Baseball Classic and all the excitement that there was around that last year.
Yeah. This is a slam dunk
times
idea.
15.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be, there would be heavy participation in that and significant enjoyment in it from the baseball community.
I think the basketball will and like the gymnastics and the swimming will always be like the highest rated thing, but that would be certainly
America would
right
eat that
after.
up.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a world,
Mm-hmm.
it wouldn't be as big of a world event, but it would be a huge American event.
That World Baseball Classic final,
Japan,
it was like 90% of televisions in Japan were watching that.
Yeah.
Like just an
I
astronomical
would assume it's
number.
the same thing in the Dominican Republic,
Yeah.
and it's the same thing in Mexico and whatever it might be. Yeah.
You watch the home run derby. I mean, you know baseball too, but you saw all those Dominican guys like coaching up all the Dominican players in the home run derby.
Yeah. And so the USA, I mean, has obvious real life competition. It's not just the USA and everybody else like it is in basketball. It is there's 4 countries that could probably win that thing, if not more. So I think they'd get heavy participation and significant enjoyment out of doing that in 2028. But that is a few years down the line.
Randy Arozarena can play for Mexico.
Is he a Mexico guy?
They gave him citizenship so he could get out of Cuba and go to America.
Oh,
and so he played for Team Mexico in the World Baseball Classic.
Interesting. Yeah, there would be those type of shenanigans as well. Vinny Pasquantino would be tweeting for Italy.
That's right.
All right, we'll take a quick break. Mitch Sherman is going to join us on the other side. We'll catch up on some Husker football topics with him. Coming up next on 1620 The Zone.
Who do you want to talk about first?
Mitch Sherman, The Athletic.
He can play. And we need people that can play.
And we'll never be royal. Let me live that fantasy.
Mitch Sherman, The Athletic. On The Connor Happer Show. On 1620, The Zone.
He can play.
Great news. This could be on What to Watch tonight, Josh. Looks like we're doing a several-hour marathon of Ice Road Truckers on the FYI channel. I don't know if you have that, but apparently we do have it in our studio here.
Hell yeah.
So,
and then we can watch the Liam Neeson film, The Ice Road.
Really?
Where he plays an ice road trucker in a movie that is nothing like Taken.
And is it anything like
Over the Top?
Over the Top, yeah.
I imagine not.
Okay. All right. We're joined now on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline by our good friend Mitch Sherman from The Athletic. Hi, Mitch. Good morning. How are you?
Hey, Connor. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Just checking out some Ice Road Truckers. That's all.
Yeah, I'm sure I have that channel. It's there in my lineup. I probably scrolled by it last night as I was looking for the MLB Network.
Yeah, but you don't have MLB Network, and you do have ESPN, and that's where apparently we have to go to get our baseball takes on YouTube TV, which is a huge disappointment.
Yeah, or I mean, last night, Fox of course had the game, but they didn't even know what was going on in the ninth inning, so hard to get the right take from them.
I don't think anybody did. If we went full homer, we could talk for a long time about how they should have picked Bobby Witt Jr. to be in the swing-off, but that's probably neither here nor there.
Oh, I think it's important. I think that the guy that they picked to bat third for the American League, couldn't hit the ball out of the park on, unless the wind was blowing out and he had the, somebody throwing 80 miles an hour. It didn't look like he hit it as hard as he could, and it went off the top of the wall.
He's used to playing at his spring training ballpark. That's probably why he didn't get one out there.
Oh, is he a Tampa Bay Ray?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Bobby should have been the guy there.
I agree. All right. So I need you to comment on this because your colleagues at The Athletic have put out the quarterback tiers for this year, and had to do a lot of scrolling before I got to Nebraska's quarterback, who is at number 40, Dylan Raiola, and even more so, right behind Iowa's quarterback, Mark Gronowski. But this is you have to answer for your colleagues at The Athletic. What's going on here?
Yeah, I gave that a blind retweet this morning, trusting Sam Khan and Antonio Morales. I don't know about that. 40?
40?
No, he's not even like the USA Today had him as the 17th team All-American. He was on the 17th team
That's right.
All-American squad. So he was number 17. I think 40 is a little bit low. I'll say that. I mean, there's probably plenty more that I could say and will say, but I'm looking now at the quarterbacks ahead of him. Jackson Arnold.
Okay. So Mitch, so let me bring up another guy. I was bringing up, I mean, earlier this week, there was a conversation about, and we may have talked about it on the podcast, the conversation between Dylan Raiola and DJ Lagway, because somebody brought it up on Twitter. DJ Lagway is number 5 on this list. I don't see how that, not to rip the list, but I don't see how that's possible.
No, I think we should rip the list. As long as we're talking about the list, that's fine. Yeah, DJ Lagway and Dylan Raiola had similar looking freshman years statistically, but Lagway didn't turn into the starter until the midpoint of the season when Graham Mertz, and you had to remind me the other day that Graham Mertz was the Florida guy at the beginning of the year that Wisconsin cast off. So Lagway takes over and put up some flashy numbers, but never really had to go through the grind of being a true freshman in a major conference like the Big Ten or the SEC. Whereas Raiola, you saw how he started off. And I think if you made these rankings based on the first 5 or 6 games of Dylan's freshman year, it would look different than to put him at 40th. But then he went through some freshman type pains and was able to bounce back from it, thanks to Dana Holgerson coming in a big game against Wisconsin. And he did enough to beat Boston College in the bowl game. So there was a rebound factor for Dylan Raiola, definitely after that moment in the middle of the year. But more than a moment, it was a few games where his production dipped. Lagway hasn't gone through that, and maybe he won't, but I kind of think that he will. Like at some, you're going to have a little bit of a sophomore slump where you have to adjust to the adjustments that defenses have made against you. So the sample size and like the what we're judging these two players on is quite a bit different. I think if you line them up next to each other, you're not going to see two players who are a whole lot different in their talent. Now, Lagway,
right, they play football in different ways.
Yeah, his skill set is a little different, and the way that Florida uses him in that offense is a little bit different. But put those two in front of a couple of NFL GMs and have them run through a route tree, and I don't think you're going to walk out of the room necessarily saying that one should be 5 and one should be 40 in the country.
Yeah, on the drop down here, so the little blurb on Raiola. It's a really well put together list. It's not just
I didn't contribute to this.
Yeah. I just want to read it to you because I think it's good. Yeah. It's a well put together list just in terms of like the research that was done. It says this is from a Big Ten personnel staffer. Quote, he has a calmness, maturity, and swagger to him, which you want out of your quarterback. Think him continuing to get bigger, faster, stronger, and leaner in the offseason could take his game to another level. And then it says, this is not a quote from a source or anything. It's just from the guys who wrote the story. Raiola didn't display top-end athleticism last year, though, which has left some in the sport wondering how high his ceiling actually is, which is kind of interesting because I don't really include that in my math equation of what his ceiling is.
Well, I think that's a fair criticism. It's a fair analysis that he didn't display top-end athleticism, but the athleticism for the player who's going to play the way that Nebraska wants him to play in the system, like I don't know that it needs to be top-end. Like he needs to be effective. Like he needs to be able to get 5 yards on 3rd and 4. And you don't need him to do it 7 times a game. He needs to be able to do that like twice a game. So does that require top-end athleticism? Like his arm talent, which to me is a bigger piece and definitely factors in athleticism for a quarterback, is extremely high. Like he can still make all the throws. Like the guy who at age 15 was placing balls in the corner of the end zone on like 55-yard routes. Like that's still there. In fact, his arm's stronger now, as you would think it would be at age 20 versus a 15-year-old when we first saw him show up in Lincoln at a camp after his freshman year of high school. So I don't know. I mean, I think we get a little bit. I mean, he still completed 67.1% of his passes. I mean, you look at him. I do think he's not to dig up a subject from February, but like he's addressed the whole body composition thing. I think he just needs to be a little more confident and assertive in the stuff that they want him to do in the run game. And then this whole conversation about top end athleticism is just going to be put to rest. Like, is he ever going to be TJ Lagway? No. I mean, is he ever going to like play the game like a Lamar Jackson? Absolutely not. But I think what you're looking for him to do, especially right now here in college, like he's fully equipped to be very good at it.
Yeah, like his arm talent is legit, and that'll be the thing that gets him to the next level. So interesting sort of placement for him on that list, and that might be something that we talk about a little bit later on in the show. I wanted to ask you about this since you wrote about it this week. Nebraska's first game, like a little bit of a dive into Cincinnati last week at Big 12 Media Days, but you're focused on it. We're focused on it from the Nebraska side of things. Like you went through the list of all of Nebraska's previous openers and what did not go right in some of these kind of quote unquote big game or unusual openers for them. Would you like, where would you put this game on that scale, right? You open with Illinois in 2021. It's a conference game. It was supposed to be in Ireland. It wasn't. Northwestern in Ireland, and it's a conference game. You open with Colorado in 18. You open with Minnesota last year. Like, it's probably not as important as those games, or is it, Mitch?
Yeah, it's in that category. I don't think you'd create a new category. It might be at the bottom of the list of, if you take those 5 games, including the one this year, like, and you rank them in terms of importance to the season, or to the. I don't know about the direction of the program, because 2 of those games were the first games for a head coach, and those are just important because of, like, visibility and because they're the first game for a head coach. The other 2, and I'm talking about Northwestern and Illinois, were I think the most must win in the must win category. Like, they were to enter seasons where Nebraska seemed like it was, teetering on the edge of something that wasn't great, and there was a sense throughout the off season that it was like a must win. This one isn't. It's not far from that. Nebraska's at like a crossroads, I think, right now to go into 2025, where if you win that game, then you justify a lot of the reason for excitement through the offseason, like the momentum that Nebraska has gathered from hiring coaches to replace those who left, and getting things done in the transfer portal and in recruiting. Like, all of that momentum, you take the air out of it. You take the air out of the balloon if Nebraska loses this game. And if you win it, then, it was, at least you can begin to say it was justified. Now, if you beat Michigan in week 4, then absolutely it was all justified. And then you've, like, taken things to another level, but you got to hold serve in this game. That's kind of what this is about. Just hold and serve, maintaining the momentum, so you can have a bigger day 3-4 weeks down the road.
What do you think generally? I don't know if I've asked you this question in a while, about these kind of oddball openers. I mean, this is at a neutral site. They've had another one at a neutral site. They've had road games. They've had conference games. I mean, usually you could kind of pencil in on the schedule, you're going to play a lower level or a group of 5 school in your first week, and it'll be at home, and you can kind of, shake off all the rust that you need to. Nebraska has had few of those opportunities over the last handful of years here. Is that a good, like, do you like that Nebraska's playing on a bigger stage than they normally would on week 1, or they have been lately?
It makes it interesting. I mean, all these games are interesting. I think that there's more reason to be engaged and, like, excited for the beginning of the season when Nebraska opens against a Big Ten team, or in this case, and in the case of Colorado in 18. Well, we didn't know that Colorado was the opener in 18.
That's true. Yeah.
All through August, but it was the beginning of the Frost regime, so there was excitement there. But those Big Ten games and this one, they give it more juice, more urgency. And you heard Scott Satterfield, the Cincinnati coach, talk about that in Dallas last week. Like, his team has felt some kind of urgency this year because they know that they've got to be on point in the opener against Nebraska. Like, they're not playing an FCS team. So it's a little bit of a different entry point into the season. And all of those games for Nebraska, had that kind of a feel as well. I don't know if you're Matt Rule, if you like it so much, you're going to embrace it, but it takes a little bit of the, it makes August a little bit less stressful if you open against UTEP or Akron than against a Big 12 or a Big 10 team.
No doubt about it. Intrigue for another year, at least in week 1. All right, Mitch, we'll let you go. Appreciate it as always. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll talk to you later.
Okay, thanks a lot. Take care.
Mitch Sherman from The Athletic. Let's take a break. The odd news is coming up on the other side. Don't forget to get your opinions in. I have an opinion is coming up at noon today with incentive. Josh,
incentive.
Can I interest you in $50 to Lighthouse Pizza and Fries?
Whoa, hello.
Now that sounds awesome. 74th Plaza and Pacific Street. You could check it out this week. It's our half off deal, or you could enter in one of your opinions and maybe we use it and maybe we send the $50 your way for $0. That's 100% off. Josh.
That seems easier.
So either check out the half off deal there at 1620thezone.com or send in your opinions for I Have an Opinion coming up in about 15 minutes. But first, the odd news on 1620 The Zone.
Upon further review, the host's last statement was deemed to be somewhat comical. Somewhat. The Connor Happer Show returns in minutes on 1620 The Zone.
And now we've reached the point in the show where Josh Odson reads the peculiar, the bizarre, the comical, the odd news with Odd Son. Odd news, Odd Son. See what we did there? The odd news with Oddson.
All right, Josh.
Okay, Connor.
Let's get some odd news going today.
Well, we have gone over our allotted time. We're obligated to mention SEC Media Days as much as possible. I've done you a favor and worked it into this segment.
Thank you.
Someone at the league office might be getting fired as Steve Sarkisian walked out to the media, the gaggle, if you will, at SEC Media Days yesterday. He strolled on stage and the Texas A&M fight song played.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
I assume they just hit the wrong MP3, right?
I would think so,
Yeah.
yes. Nobody's actually trying to fire this individual, but it does make for a funny visual.
No, they should not be fired, but it is a really bad mistake. Like Mitch said this on our podcast this morning. Like, what if Ryan Day walked out to the Hail to the Victors?
Yeah, it's very similar.
That would be real bad.
We would never forget it.
That would be really and there would always be audio and video of this happening. So it's a problem.
The Bucknuts board would be like, I bet he told him to do it because he hates us.
It's a little different in Ryan Day's case because he never beats Michigan, like Texas beat Texas A&M last year. But either way, huge dub for Texas A&M.
Yeah,
huge L for Texas to no fault of their own.
And Connor, I'm sure you lied awake last night wondering what is former New Orleans Saints tight end Jimmy Graham up to.
You know, I did. I like Jimmy Graham.
Yeah.
He was on my fantasy team for a long time.
Well, him and his team, he's got a team, not the Saints, a different team, completed the Arctic Challenge.
He played for a lot of different teams.
He did. Rowing 584 nautical miles across the Arctic Ocean in a little over 10 days.
Whoa.
According to the Saints official team website, the pace broke the previous record for a team of 4, 15 days, 5 hours and 32 minutes. So he lopped 5 days off of this record. Graham joined a crew that included Andrew Tropp, Hannah Hoopie, and John Hoopie.
Oh, the Hoopies.
The Hoopies, of course.
Is this like the Flying Wallendas?
I don't know. The team set out on July 4th from Norway and arrived in Longyearbyen, Svalbard on July 14th.
I think you got that.
Yep, nailed it. The team set several firsts with its expedition. The first mixed gender team of 4 to row across the Arctic Ocean. The first All-American team to row across a polar ocean. Graham became the first black person to row a polar ocean.
Wow.
Hannah,
breaking barriers.
Yeah, was the first American woman to row a polar ocean.
Breaking more barriers.
Yeah. The crew used the voyage to help raise money for Covenant House New Orleans with the goal of raising $1 million, $1 for every meter row. Graham, 38, last played in the NFL in 2023, catching 6 passes for 39 yards.
Isn't that amazing?
4 scores.
That doesn't feel right.
No.
I was looking at his stat reference page as you were saying all of those great accomplishments. He played the NFL 2 years ago. Not last year, but the year before that. That feels wrong to me.
It does. Feels like it was a long time ago.
Great NFL career. How high do you put the accomplishment of being the first black person to sail across the Arctic Ocean?
Seems pretty significant.
Pretty high.
Yeah.
Is it ahead of or behind when he was on first team All-Pro in 2013?
Probably just behind a first team All-Pro. Now, if it was second team All-Pro, it might be higher.
Second team All-Pro in 2011 and Pro Bowler 5 different times. Now, those don't count for anything these days. No. First team All-Pro, though? 16 touchdowns?
I'd slot that higher than first black man to row across a polar ocean.
So first team All-Pro, first black person to row across a polar ocean, and then second team All-Pro.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's my ranking.
By the way,
everybody, you do yours. However you want to rank it is fine.
He played for the Saints, the Seahawks, the Packers, the Bears, and then the Saints again.
Wow.
So only, 5 different teams, but over 13 seasons.
And finally, I know we're going to talk about Shampoo later, but
yeah, I got some words for the Shampoo.
If you're in that situation, no spoilers, and you're looking to get that hair transplant in Turkey, you got to listen to the rules afterwards. There's a lot of things you can and can't do once you get the new / fake hair. A balding man was shocked when his head blew up like a balloon after a hair transplant in Turkey because he flouted a no sex rule. Reuben Owens' swollen face looked like he had been stung by 100 bees and took a week to return back to normal after he ignored a surgeon's advice to avoid it for a fortnight, that's 2 weeks, after the procedure. He first thought he had some sort of infection from the
procedure.
Yes.
Yes.
Not the
the other procedure.
The act, yeah. But quickly realized the facial puff was due to the hair transplant after being warned that increased heart rate and blood pressure can reopen healing incisions, and sweating can irritate the transplant area and increase the risk of infection. The 24-year-old woke up with a very puffy face. No joke. I thought I caught something. I was Googling STI symptoms and panicking.
Wow.
Turns out I just didn't listen to the doctor.
Wow.
So when they tell you, hey, don't get that heart rate working, don't start sweating. You got to listen to them.
Yeah, they mean business. Yeah. Very interesting, Josh.
They got him all patched up. He's back to normal. The hair is okay. The body's okay. The downstairs, I assume, okay.
Okay. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Whew.
But he's really out there now saying, hey, when these doctors tell you something, you got to listen.
It's good advice for everyone in all doctor situations.
Yes. That's why men don't go to the doctor.
Because they tell you to not do stuff and they don't want to know that they can't do it.
And then until
it gets worse. Yeah.
Damn it, that's all I want to do now, and I'm going to do it.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
I do have one more thing for you, Josh.
Okay,
on
please.
This is a good story for here, and we have a couple minutes anyway. Have you heard about this whole? Now, admittedly, I'm not into this world. The Grant Horvat situation.
Horvat.
We were talking about before the segment. We were watching the celebrity softball game, which is on MLB Network right now, and we were like, "Oh, it's all YouTubers." So
why does the name sound familiar?
Grant Horvat is a YouTube golfer.
Okay,
but he has been invited to a PGA to play in a PGA Tour event, the Barracuda Championship.
Ooh, Barracuda!
Exactly. I assume that's what they said in their invite. Ooh, Barracuda! And then they were like, "Will you come play in this tournament?" And he was like, "Sure, but I'm a YouTube golfer, so I want to film it." And they said,
"Oh, yeah, no, they're probably not."
They said, "No,
no." We got the television rights contracted out, and
how
it's not to
is that? How dumb is that?
That he asked, or that they said no?
That they said no.
I mean,
you can't have a guy follow him around with a camera. So what? Dear God, give me a break. Golf, highfalutin golf. It's like it's going to be live on TV. It'll be a 20-minute YouTube video later.
Yeah.
Who cares?
It'd be no different than if ESPN decided, like, hey, we want to do a highlight package from Grant's day on the course.
Right. Like, I get all the rights and the TV stuff and stuff like that, but this is not that. Have a guy come with you. He stands outside the ropes or inside the ropes. Put him inside the ropes. Who cares? Or
tell him, okay, you can't stand here, here, and here.
Sure, whatever. Yeah. But allow him. That's the whole point of him being at the event. It brings you publicity because that's where everyone is now. YouTube. So this has now started a golf culture war.
Oh,
yet
golf
again,
loves culture wars,
don't
they?
Yet another golf culture war where almost assuredly Mr. YouTube Horvat will end up in the Live Tour doing YouTubes.
Oh, yeah. Collision course.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. Just to let you guys know. Pre-culture, pre-war coming up right
so
there.
Is he still going to go?
No, he's not going. He said no.
Oh, okay.
He said, I'm not going.
If I can't film it, I'm not going.
Correct.
Okay, so the YouTube was more important to him than the golf.
Correct.
Okay, which I understand from a financial standpoint. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He wants to be, he doesn't want to be a golfer. He wants to be a YouTuber.
Mm-hmm.
I know that sounds stupid. Trust me, it does.
And that's what I'm having trouble wrapping my head around.
but he wants to be a YouTuber, not a golfer. He's just as good at golf.
There's no career trajectory for him for golf.
Yeah.
He can just be he's going to live. And they'll be like, yeah, come on down. The CW doesn't care.
Yeah, we can maybe talk about that a little bit more later on in the show. But when we come back, it's time for I Have an Opinion.
Oh, that's right.
Send in your opinions any way you'd like to get in touch with the show. You could even send me a DM like somebody did just a couple of minutes ago.
Bold move.
Do it. I dare you to. Coming up on 1620 The Zone.
This is the I Have an Opinion song. Haven't done an intro yet. Need to get on that.
Yeah. All right, here we go. It's time for you all to have opinions. I got enough opinions. My opinions are done for this segment. Actually, I'll have opinions on your opinions, but you guys have the topics.
Okay.
Topic alert from you guys. By the way, Football Pill Jed writes in.
Hi, Jed.
On Twitter, Horvath sounded familiar because Xander Horvath was a huge running back from Purdue a couple of years ago. I do remember that guy. He was awesome. But this guy's name is Horvat. Is that why you thought it was a familiar name, Josh?
I can't imagine, but I guess it is possible.
You remember big Xander Horvath from Purdue?
Yeah. Maybe that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah. Maybe. Okay, opinions.
Looking at the celebrity softball rosters.
Whoa, boy. What do we got going on there?
I mean, I do know some of these. I'm just not
is
seeing
Horvat
them
in there
on my television. No.
I saw Terrell Owens just hit a home run. That was cool.
Funny Marco's all over the TV.
Funny Marco. That's his name. That's how you know what he is. Funny.
Capital One Guy is listed as Capital One Guy and not the actor who plays Capital One Guy.
There goes Drewski. Drewski just made a bad error.
Drewski is at every single one of these events, even though maybe he shouldn't be given the events of the Diddy trial. I don't know.
Drewski?
His name came up. I don't know. I just read a headline and scrolled right past
careful,
it.
Josh.
Yeah, I don't want to cancel a man.
Okay, yeah. I don't know anything about any of that.
Quavo, Jermaine Dupri. These are people that I'm familiar with.
All right. How about Chris Tucker?
What?
I just saw him. He's right there. He doesn't have the name on the back of his jersey, but he's right there.
Chris Tucker.
Yeah, look at him. That's him.
That is him. You forget every time that he's that big now.
He is. He is a lot bigger than he used to be.
But he's happy.
He just dapped up Capital One guy. Awesome.
This person is listed as Jerry Lorenzo, fear of God.
That sounds like a guy.
That's his profession, fear of God.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Like it says Jermaine Dupri, rapper, producer. Jerry Lorenzo, fear of God.
Who knows? All right, let's get to the opinions from you all here. I have received opinions from many different sources today.
Got so many ways for you to get your opinion to us.
And we will try to cull all of them. Josh, anything stand out to you immediately here that we need to get to?
I'm going to start in the email inbox.
Okay.
Sorry, sifting through a couple requests I'm getting back. Chris, I have an opinion.
Hi, Chris.
In spirit of the MLB All-Star Game, players being voted on by the fans, we need a 1620 The Zone Awards show, or the Zonies. This will be voted on by the listeners of 1620 and could include categories like Best Host, Best Producer, Best Take, Worst Take, Favorite Caller, Least Favorite Caller, Funniest Moment, etc.
Whoa.
Thoughts?
I'm down. I don't care, because some people might say, well, people might get their feelings hurt. I don't care.
I don't care.
I do. I want to make it very clear. I do not care.
I tried my first year to do this.
Really?
But the sheer volume of things I would have had to have logged.
Yeah, that's the problem. You gotta have a backlog of stuff.
Yeah, and just it's very tedious. And if you get other assignments that you have to do every day, you're like, okay, this is going to go to the back burner because I got all year to do this one, right? And then you're a month behind and you're like, oh, well, I don't remember anything we did.
I would love to do like a funniest moments or just be a lot better at making note of those things. But
you confusing like you say, Philadelphia and big would end up on
But have you logged it yet?
No.
So you got to go back and you got to find it. You got to remember what day it was.
That's right.
That means you have to find some sort of a social media marker just to find the date.
Now,
it ends up being a lot of work if you don't do it right away.
Right away. That's the key. You really have to do it every single day. Now, I did send that segment to Platcat because it's the 6 weeks where Platcat has to do actual work and he can't mess around with us on the
what
radio.
What kind of job does Platcat
I don't know.
have?
Super curious. Maybe I'll DM him and ask. But I was like, he's like, hey, what have I missed? And I sent him that segment.
Yeah, and then I heard that he enjoyed it.
He enjoyed it greatly.
Okay, I'm glad somebody
As did everybody who's not you.
Yeah. This is why I don't care. All right, what else? Where are we going here, Josh? Thank you, Chris, for emailing that.
I have not read this one from TC. I'm just gonna rip it and read it.
Who knows where TC goes?
Exactly.
Also, you can call in opinions as well.
Apparently, someone will answer the phone. I have an opinion. I think the expression don't let your little head do your thinking for your big head.
Yikes.
Should be known worldwide. I think that this advice would come in handy for our friend Ruben living his best life in Wales.
Is that from
LOL.
the story that you were just talking about on the Odd News?
I don't think so.
Or is that from...
Does Ruben Studdard live in Wales?
Is it about Ruben Pfeffer from Along Came Polly? Ruben?
Maybe.
I have no idea what TC is talking about, but generally, people should remember that. People should remember that.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right, let's go to I got a sportsy one here on my. You can even DM me. Unfortunately for me, my DMs are open because I like hearing from people who like to, contact me or whatever, and I don't want them to have to be like, "Hey, could you follow me? I have something to say to you." No, I like to have the DMs like straight up wide open. And unfortunately, it has caused my DMs to be completely jacked full with bot accounts saying, "Can I be your friend?" all day long. So I will sift through that and I will find this one from a person who I will not name just because it came from a direct message. I have an opinion. Josh should do an entire show as the 1940s sports guy. Make it happen. Interesting. I would be in support of that, although it would be a little bit rigorous over the entire 4 hours. Josh, any opinions on you doing an entire show as 1940s man?
I think it would be fun. Now, am I 1940s man back in 1940s or am I 1940s man in the present?
You're 1940s man now. You just say all the normal things that you say, except for your 1940s man.
It would be a lot of fun, but I think it would tear my throat up.
Yeah, you could probably do a couple segments too. And then the other one was from the DMer, ending the All-Star game via phone, via home run derby, is dumb. Just play the game, damn it. But DMer, what if you're out of pitchers?
Yeah.
Which in the case of both teams, they were completely.
Like you gotta do something.
Yeah.
He's just gonna have that guy throw 100 pitches and mess his arm up for the team that he plays for. I would have been fine if Edwin Diaz had messed his arm up for the team that he plays for.
Wow. Josh rooting for guys to get injured.
Not rooting for it, saying I'd be okay if it happened.
Whoa, that's also bad. What was that phone call about? You seemed surprised by it.
I did seem surprised by it. Man called us, said that Sunday out at Deer Creek, a guy, believe his name was...
you don't have to say a name if you don't want to.
I don't remember the first name.
All right.
Got a 2 on a par 5.
An albatross.
That is correct, yes.
That's an opinion.
I think it's more of a fact. But
as long as he was there to see it.
He was 2 groups behind on Sunday. He said there were 2 witnesses.
Whoa. That's pretty good.
2.
Par
5.
Your mouth was hanging wide open.
Yeah.
You were like, whoa.
This guy's giving me something.
No way. So did he give you any distances? Like how far did he hit his drive? I mean, you're thinking if it's a par 5, we're thinking probably 500 plus yards.
That would be my guess. Yeah.
So we're going at least, 250 rolling it up to 300 on the drive and then having just a perfect striped 4-iron all the way in.
That would be my guess.
Woo! Congratulations to that guy at Deer Creek.
Mm-hmm.
Nice job by that guy. All right, let's go elsewhere here. Starting to get some texts and tweets. Let's go to the text line first. Here's Pedro.
Hi, Pedro.
Hi, guys. I have an opinion. It is okay to just have one sport going on during a certain part of the year. Late winter and spring, basketball, college and NBA. Ends in May. Ends in May. Summer, baseball, college, and MLB. Ends of September. Fall, early winter, college football and NFL. Ends in January. Quit infringing on the other sports. Stay in your lane and end your season. So I think what I'm sorry, not TC, Pedro is saying is baseball should end when football starts and basketball should basically be canceled.
Oh, some clear-cut lines should be drawn. Okay.
Yeah, so basketball, both
I don't know
college,
that I agree with that.
Basketball, both college and NBA goes in this world from February to May, and then all of baseball goes May to September, and then football goes September to February.
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying.
Is there any room for soccer? Is there any room for tennis? Is there any room for hockey?
I believe soccer is football now.
Is there any room for pickleball?
Oh,
stuff like that. No, I like there being some overlap. I'm totally fine with it.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, nobody watches the first 3 months of the NBA, and people who are listening to this right now are probably thinking nobody watches the NBA in general. But nobody watches like the first 3 months of the NBA, especially at least until Christmas, sometimes until the playoffs. And so it's just there. It's happening. There's storylines developing while you're not watching. So that's really good for you. Same thing with baseball. Maybe you just tune in the late season or in October. The baseball's been going for 6 months and all that's happening while you're not watching. And that's okay. I'm all right. I'm all right with the little overlap that we have right now. Old Man Doug is here.
Hi, Old Man Doug.
I have an opinion. This must be a voice to text because it says 104th Street. So I think he means 204th Street.
Okay.
From Dodge to Gretna is the worst street in Omaha. Doug, this is the best take you've ever had. I have long held this opinion and have talked about it many, many times on this show. And you are absolutely correct. It's as bad as it gets.
Wow. Just too many people?
It's
too much
used
construction?
as a main artery. It is used as the main way that people get from the northwest part of town to the southwest part of town or to the interstate, especially going west. Because it's hard for the people who live out west to go all the way back to 680 in the middle of town just to go all the way back out to go west on the interstate. And so it's the best practice to use that street. There's a lot of people who do that on a daily basis. There's a lot of people who travel from Omaha to Lincoln daily. There's a lot of people who live in Gretna now. It is way overcrowded. It is a always under construction situation because there's always new development going on out there. It doesn't get to 55 plus until you get past like Q Street, in Sarpy County. It is a total mess. And there's 400 stoplights.
Oh, don't like that.
Yep. It's the worst. They should build a northwest to southwest interstate, as we've talked about before on this show. Jed writes in.
Hi, Jed.
I have an opinion. I miss Caribou coffee. I'm thankful for Scooters because Starbucks is trash, but I'm also mad at Scooters because I think their explosion is what drove Caribou out of the area. I have met some Caribou coffee stands. I will say that.
My wife she's let it go, basically.
Now, Caribou didn't have the standalones, right? They just had they were just in the high V's.
Right.
And now the Starbucks, I think, have taken over the high V's. At least based on what I've seen. I have no opinion on this. I wasn't in on coffee.
Yeah.
I haven't been in on coffee long enough to understand, first of all, what the difference between good and bad coffee is. And second off, what made Caribou special.
The heart wants what it wants, right?
Exactly, Josh. The heart wants what it wants. From the 402.
Hi, 402.
I have an opinion. Burt's Bees is the best brand of chapstick.
Ooh, good take.
I have a counter opinion. Chapstick makes me feel like my lips can't breathe.
Oh. Really?
I don't like chapstick.
That's
do,
so on brand for you.
I don't like chapstick.
I'm guessing you don't do sunscreen. I'm guessing you don't do bug spray.
I prefer not to, but those keep me safe.
They do.
Bug spray, actually, no. I straight up don't care about bug spray.
Oh, I don't do any of them.
Yeah,
of them
I do sunscreen.
I'll do chapstick because I'll get dry when I'm traveling.
But I've gone away from the creams and I've gone more
the clears?
to not to the clear. Well, I guess it is clear, but it's like the aerosol spray can sunscreen. If you want to check me out at the College World Series, you can find me with a fresh thing of sunscreen, spraying that thing on myself all day like I'm walking through a car wash of sunscreen. I forgot on the first day, and I paid the price dearly. So I don't know about the brands of chapstick. Is it better than? Wait, is it the brand of chapstick?
Chapstick, yes.
Yeah, okay, it's one of those.
I mean, you gotta be using one of the two. You gotta be using one of the two, or what are you doing? Out in these streets?
Are you a chapstick user, Josh?
I believe I have a.
What's your favorite lip balm?
Burt's Bees, and I got a tube of chapstick.
You do?
Yeah.
So you always keep that thing on you?
Yeah, I don't know why when I'm traveling I get very dry. And I need it, and it costs like $11 at the gas station, and I'm like, I don't want to pay this.
I've never seen you. I mean, some people do it religiously.
No,
I've never seen you do it.
It's in the winter and when I'm in the car or a plane.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't care. I actually prefer that my lips are dry.
You prefer that your lips are dry?
Yeah.
When they could be not dry.
I don't want them to be wet.
Well, they're not wet for long.
I don't know. Yes, they are. It just covers them. It just feels like they can't. It feels like I'm being suffocated. My lips are being suffocated. My lips are like, oh, help me. I don't like how it feels. That's my opinion.
Do you use lip balm at Happer Show?
There you go.
Just curious how it comes back.
Do you use lip balm?
I'm going to guess the majority of our audience does not.
Yeah, it's not one of those things where like I think it's weird or anything like that. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like how it feels.
I got some tweets here.
Yeah, we can hit some. I mean, I got more text, but we can do some tweets too.
El Scorcho on the Twitter machine.
Yeah.
I have an opinion. The doodling of dogs is out of control. Golden retrievers are the perfect dog. Don't get a golden doodle.
Okay. I cannot speak to the golden doodle. I'm interested. I don't really know what happens there. I'm sure I've seen a golden doodle before, but he's right about golden retrievers. If there was a perfect dog, it's a golden retriever.
Hello.
That's the goat of dogs. 100%. So if I was for some reason getting a dog, it would be a golden retriever. It would not be a golden retriever, hopefully mixed with too many other things.
Sure.
But now what are they saying? Everybody's a mutt now or something like that. But you're predominantly a golden retriever. That would be my dog. I love those fluffy little suckers.
Look at that.
I love those dogs.
See?
Those are good dogs.
Connor loves dogs.
Yeah, they're idiots.
Enough of this fake news narrative that he doesn't.
I like when my dogs are idiots. They're little dummies. They believe everything. They're like, whoa, that's awesome. I love dogs like that. Those dogs are cool.
Mark has an opinion on Twitter.
All right. Hey, Mark.
I have an opinion. It's been stated we need to stop talking about Scott Frost. This is a bad take. I want all the stories. I want that turd drugged through the mud like Clark Griswold drug Aunt Edna's dog behind the station wagon.
Hey, Dinkums.
That's right.
Dog killer. So,
good take.
I think that you're not alone. I think that who's this again?
This is Mark.
Mark, I think that Mark is not alone. And I just don't think people want to say it out loud, that they want to hear this stuff.
It's okay to do things for spite.
And listen, you might be getting a book out of it. So, and who knows? Who knows what might happen in that book? I've received a text to my phone.
Your phone?
Who do you think this came from? Nope, I'll let you hear the opinion first. I have an opinion. Baseball is the 27th most popular sport in the world.
Michael Severe.
That's right. That's right. Now, that seems like a thing that would be a fact because he used an actual number there. It's probably not it's not a world sport. It's an American sport.
Oh, it's very worldly.
No, it's not.
Latin American.
It's an American.
Japan.
Baseball is an American sport, and that's why we love it because it's nostalgic.
Yeah, I love America.
Baseball, number one. Love it or leave it. From Paul on Twitter.
Hi, Paul.
I have an opinion. From a former huge NBA fan, hockey is a far superior sport currently.
Hello.
Star power and pace of play are incredible. I can't really speak to that at all, but you might be right.
I love it when I watch it.
Yeah, I just don't get around to it very much.
Going, okay, we're watching hockey. You got to do that part, and I don't always do that part.
From the text line, to let's go to Kip here. I have an opinion.
Hi, Kip.
Scented trash bags are the equivalent of a middle schooler using Axe instead of a shower.
They are strongly scented.
That's not right.
It's not quite right, but he's on to something.
Like I don't. If they're throwing it on top, if they're just throwing it in there, if it just says, "Hey, you could get this for the same price as your normal trash bags," like I have no problem. You could scent the trash bags all you want. Same thing with Axe. Use Axe,
but
don't use Axe instead of taking a shower.
But that's what
just
he's saying.
Use Axe.
The middle schoolers, they don't shower and then they dump a quart of Axe body spray.
Yeah, but how is that applicable to the trash bags?
The trash bags are very scented. It is not a subtle scent of rainwater or fresh laundry
but
you're getting. It is cherry lemon in your face.
The trash bags themselves don't smell bad, though.
No, they smell good.
They smell fine. They don't smell like anything.
Just
they
a
smell
lot
like
of it.
Plastic bags, but yeah, they do dump that thing on there. They do.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Rob.
Hi, Rob.
You can still get Caribou Coffee at Hy-Vee in the Market Grill. Also, Stories Coffee is a solid alternative.
Whoa.
Agreed. Lovely place. Jeff writes in.
Hi, Jeff.
Hap is Nick Miller from New Girl. Is this true?
Yeah, you've got a lot of the same tendencies.
Would he say that thing that I said about lip balm?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep. Here's Dave.
Hi, Dave.
Back to lip balm. I was on Accutane as a teenager. Thanks to that, I've carried a tube of chapstick with me everywhere for the past 25 years. If I realize I don't have it on me, I freak out and have to go buy one.
Oh, wow. I hate that for you, but
that does dry you out pretty good from what I've heard. Luckily, I didn't have debilitating acne. Privileged.
Yeah. Rich and privileged.
Let's see here. Old man Doug.
OMD.
They just sent me a picture of his dog. It's a golden retriever. Nice.
Damn right.
Thank you, old man Doug. Appreciate it. John writes in on dogs. I have an opinion. The phrase doodling of dogs should never be uttered again. It is awfully close to something horrible.
Doodling.
Cody defending scented trash bags. It masks the smell of your trash can that needs to be washed out.
Yes,
that's a good point.
Just like the middle schooler who needs to be washed out.
But it's not because of the trash. What he's saying, it's not because the trash bag smells bad. It's because your trash can smells bad, which he's right about that. That is true. Okay. Any other opinions that are coming in? I haven't got any to YouTube from YouTube yet.
Dave thinks you've been hacked on the YouTube.
What, my body?
I have an opinion. Connor has been hacked. Pro dog takes.
Just because I don't want a dog doesn't mean I can't tell you what my favorite dog is.
How can you have a favorite dog?
I still don't want that dog. I still don't want that dog. If I had to buy a dog for some reason, why would I do that? I have a few guesses, but I probably won't. Most likely, if I did get a dog, I would get a probably golden retriever, and everybody else would have to just figure it out.
It's a fine take.
Yeah,
Theo, who has changed his profile picture to Elmo.
Elmo's been through it lately.
He has. I have an opinion. This not covering the WNBA bit has gone too far. Listener abuse.
Well, I mean, it's a bit with the Caitlin Clark thing.
We will get to it.
So what is there to say now about the WNBA?
She almost violently attacked a ref last night.
What are the takes that are out there about the NBA that we should be weighing in on right now?
That Sabrina Carpenter girl is really mixing it up.
Sabrina Carpenter is a singer. So
Sophie Carpenter.
Cunningham.
She's really getting in there. And
all right, I'll tell you what.
Mixing it up.
You know what? I'll give you a WNBA take right
Whoa,
now.
for free?
Yep. Here we go. It's not even about Caitlin Clark.
Careful, Connor. Careful.
The stuff that I see on the WNBA is almost all like ISO cam shots of players getting bumped or, with Sophie Cunningham. All I see is people being really, they're really physical with her. Or same thing with Caitlin Clark, right? They're really physical with her. And I don't think that that's abnormal. I think if you ISO cammed someone in any basketball game, it would show them getting bumped, the player saying, hey, what the hell? That was a foul. And then everyone continuing on. This is fake drama.
An offshoot of the NBA consorting to fake drama? How dare you, Connor Happer?
Fake. But it's all driven by burner accounts on Twitter who are like, I'm a Sophie Cunningham stan because she's hot or whatever.
There's
and
only
they're
one,
just like,
there's
how
only
could
one
you
reason.
how could you do that to her? It's like, this is how basketball works. It's a physical sport. And she knows that.
It's because she ran her mouth off on the cities of Detroit and Houston.
Everyone, they watch Caitlin Clark play and they bump her once and they're like, "Ooh, they really hate Caitlin Clark." They hate
her because she's white.
They probably don't like Caitlin Clark very much because she's better than everybody else. But that's beside the point. Nobody likes anybody. It's competitive sports. That's what happens.
I don't like anybody.
Exactly. When you're doing this home run derby or whatever we're gonna be in, you're gonna be talking that mad junk against everybody.
Oh, in the moment, yes, I'll be trash talking. None beforehand. I have a strict no trash talk beforehand rule.
Theo has a response.
Hi, Theo.
Wow. To you. I gave it to you. All right. Back after this on 1620 The Zone.
He gives you the latest sports news, interviews, and life-changing commentary with a smile on his face. Because he wears those ticklish underpants.
Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
A couple spare ones as usual. This one from Alex in Lincoln.
Hi, Alex.
I have an opinion. Theo has bad takes.
Whoa. No.
But he was surprised at my WNBA take. I just had that one holstered.
Just ready to go.
That one was kind of simmering for a little while. I'm like, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of these narratives. This is ridiculous. And then Jed writes in.
Hi, Jed.
To be fair, Josh, I hear that Sabrina Carpenter has a sick crossover.
I believe it.
Josh thinks Sabrina Carpenter is Sophie Cunningham.
The same person. Never
They
seen them
don't
both.
all look alike.
Never
Josh.
seen them both in the same place.
Yeah, well, maybe
They're about the same height.
I don't think they are. I'm pretty sure Sabrina Carpenter is like 5'2".
That's right. Well, no, she's 5 feet.
Really?
Yeah, I've met her.
Sophie Cunningham has to be at least 6'1".
6'1", exactly. Good job.
You've met. Hold on. You've what?
I've met Sabrina Carpenter.
Doing what?
She was touring a radio station that I was at. She was performing in like the listener lounge.
Yep.
And they
Was it Nerg Live?
No, it was a different radio conglomerate, and
of course
they were like, "Hey, here's."
She was
Sabrina
on Disney
Carpenter.
Channel.
And I was.
You were like,
I didn't,
whatever.
I didn't. I didn't want to be like, yes, I have seen that Disney show you're on because I enjoyed Boy Meets World. So I was like, oh, hi, welcome. This
Girl Meets World, right?
She was on Girl Meets World, but I watched it a few times because I was a Boy Meets World fan.
Did you regale her with some Boy Meets World lore?
I did not.
You should have.
I
really liked it when your mom and your dad was she the daughter of Corey and Topanga?
She was not. She was the friend. She was the if you're familiar with Boy Meets World, she was the exact same character as Hunter. She was the
Sean.
She was the wild best friend who didn't have a great home life.
What was she? Was she Sean's daughter?
I don't think so.
Okay.
And
Did Sean ever get with that lady?
I don't know how that ended.
Right.
I don't remember.
Somebody check that out for us.
So yeah, I'm not saying I played it cool, but I was like, I'm definitely not telling her that.
Yeah.
I've seen your work.
You had seen a couple of episodes.
I had, and
I love you on that show.
She was super interested in like, oh wow, this is what your radio station looks like. Like they all look different, and I was like, okay, that's a weird thing to be into. I feel like maybe you're not being sincere about this.
Yeah, that's interesting because most people come in here like when somebody comes in, we're like, hey, you want to take a look around, and we give them the tour, and they're like, usually the response is about 95% of the time, this is it, huh?
I was underwhelming, sir.
This is it. I'm like, yep, time for you to leave. This is it. Here's Brandon.
Hi, Brandon.
I have an opinion. If I haven't come up with an intro yet by this point in my job, I would have lost my job. Josh, can you comment on the allegations?
To set the record straight once again, I made the intro.
Yep.
I put music under my words.
Yep.
It's like when you were in high school and you needed to write a short story about something, and you said, I'll write a short story about how I can't think of what to write a short story about.
All right, sure. I'll write a short story by writing the short story.
And it'll really wow my English teacher. But actually, your English teacher hates it.
She'd seen it a million times. Yeah.
You're not clever. You're not funny.
Oh.
That's us.
That's you.
Me.
In the case of writing this, this intro. All right. So, Josh, Seth Davis.
This guy again?
Not really. This is not a Seth Davis related topic. Well, what is Seth Davis known for at the moment?
Expanding the NCAA tournament and
That's right.
asking you to be kind.
And the question is, why? Why would we do this? Why would we do this? And everyone says
kickbacks.
Well, it's really easy. Yeah, kickbacks. It's like a Costco membership, buying diapers all year. The more teams that get in, the more money that is made, of course. True, but where does that money come from? That was explored yesterday in the Wall Street Journal. Subject line from Rachel Bachman: March Madness expansion would be fueled by booze.
Booze?
Yeah, give me the booze. McMuffin, it was you. Booze. That's right. In the chaotic world of college sports where everything is in flux, the only inevitable thing is that March Madness will eventually expand. The NCAA needs more cash. The power conferences want to expand the men's basketball tournament to get more of their teams in. But what looks like a simple formula, add more teams, get more money from the networks who broadcast, has turned into something much more complex. In fact, the question of whether the tournament expands to as many as 76 teams as soon as next spring could now hinge on one single factor that may seem tough to swallow: booze. To make expansion pencil out, a person familiar with the situation says the NCAA needs to wring significant amounts of money from selling official NCAA sponsorships in categories it has previously shunned: beer, wine, and hard alcohol. The twist is that the NCAA can't sell those sponsorships itself. Instead, it has to persuade tournament broadcasters, CBS and Turner, to do so, and then increase their own annual payout to the NCAA. The NCAA would use its portion to fund the travel expenses and tournament payouts for the additional teams, and anything left over would go toward the growing expenses of college sports, including the national office's portion of a massive antitrust settlement. An NCAA spokesperson, of course, declined to comment on the negotiations. More details. The NCAA landed in this bizarre position because the men's basketball tournament, its crown jewel property, is tied up in a TV contract through 2032. The deal is so great for CBS and Turner that they have little reason to touch it. As the price of rights to coveted sporting events skyrockets, the broadcasters, CBS and Turner, have America's most loved tournament locked up for 7 more years in exchange for relatively fixed annual payments. Not good, right? The contract doesn't require the networks to pay more for more teams, NCAA President Charlie Baker confirmed in an interview with the Wall Street Journal, which is really fascinating. The escalator isn't in there. So the NCAA is trying to leverage another part of the deal. As part of its 2010 broadcast rights contract, the NCAA handed control of its sponsorship program to CBS and Turner. The unusual move means that if a bank or insurance company wants to become the official NCAA sponsor of a championship that the NCAA operates, it does not pay the NCAA. It pays CBS and Turner, the broadcasters of the men's basketball tournament. Those rights holders keep that sponsorship revenue, which they use to offset their roughly $1 billion in annual payout to the NCAA for the rights to the men's basketball tournament, which is a very different setup for professional sports who put their own commercials on the air. So in order for it to make sense for the NCAA, it has to make sense for CBS and Turner. In order for that to be the case, both of them have to be making a profit off of it. And the only way to do that, they have decided, is to tap a market previously untapped: the booze.
I'm going to ask a stupid question here.
There's no booze right now?
There's no booze commercials? Have I been just assuming there were? Is this a Mandela effect in my own head? And
it says opening new categories of sponsorship, including beer, has been an ongoing topic of conversation with the NCAA's broadcasters. Baker said in sorry, your other radio station on my mind.
Careful.
Baker, the Charlie Baker, the NCAA guy, said in the interview with the Journal,
not much better.
He started as the NCAA president in 2023 and inherited the basketball contract. If the men's basketball tournament expanded, so would the women's.
Sure.
NCAA officials say.
That definitely will go swimmingly.
The women's basketball broadcast deal with ESPN also doesn't require more money for more teams. That makes maximizing revenue from the CBS Turner sponsorship program even more important.
There's beer commercials during college football, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Many, many, many beer commercials during college football because the NCAA doesn't hold the rights to college football. The individual conference.
Okay.
Conferences do. We're just talking about the NCAA tournament.
Huh.
And I guess you're right, Josh. I hadn't really thought about it. I hadn't really thought about or noticed me not seeing beer commercials during
Never.
the NCAA basketball tournament.
Yeah.
But I suppose that is the case.
If you you held a gun to my head and said, "Are there beer commercials during March Madness?" I would have said, "Well, yes, of course."
Of course.
And I'd be dead.
Yeah, you'd be dead. It'd be over.
Tragic.
There you go. That's if they could get those sold, they will.
Yeah.
The tournament will expand. It will. So just get ready for that. We're back after this, where we got to talk about shampoo.
Finally, it's about damn time.
Shampoo cleans the hair, goes on first.
It's funny. That's the lower third.
There you go. Nice. There you go. Shampoo versus conditioner. Back after this on 1620 The Zone. All right, yesterday in the Summer League, actually this is Monday, Sacramento Kings were playing the Phoenix Suns. Sacramento was up by 30 points late in the third quarter.
Okay.
And had a close-up shot on the Kings player by the name of John Elmore.
I'm familiar.
I'm not.
Okay, good.
Who?
I never heard of him before in my life.
Oh, really? I was going to say you are familiar. You could.
I was lying to sound cool.
I absolutely know nothing. I've never heard of this guy in my life.
He's from West Virginia. He went to Marshall, undrafted in 2019.
Okay. He's hung around for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So getting a kick in the Summer League here. And
G League champion, by the way.
They not only showed a tight shot on his face, but then began to zoom in on his head. You see, John is a balding, not a bald, but a balding, pretty normal looking white guy. Okay? So John took to Twitter a couple nights ago and responded to the Kings tweet who said, "Why y'all zooming in on our mans like that?" Which is pretty funny, and said, "Geez, I'm balding. Can we move on? I had a new shampoo I thought was going to bring it back. It hasn't worked. Can we stop talking about it?" Before I get to my, well, actually, I'll here it is. This is not going to be a surprise to people who sit in the same position as a person like me or John Elmore. We're in the same boat here. They don't work. None of the shampoos work. They don't work. They're whatever they promise. There's like, hey, we're going to bring your hair back. No, you're not. You can
go swimming again.
You may slow the process of the thinning out, maybe.
Oh.
Although I didn't really. Now, admittedly, I didn't try very hard. It was too late in the process for me. I admitted defeat early. And now I'm a happy man. I don't have to worry about shampoo, point blank, period. I don't shampoo nothing. You know? I don't have to worry about it. This is great. And do I wish I had hair? Absolutely. But if you're past a certain point, I don't know what that point is. You don't have to waste your time. Ryan Russillo, a bald white man.
Uh-huh.
A balding white man.
That's true.
Responded to John Elmore's tweet, and he said, "The shampoos don't work. They should be prosecuted, not for a faulty product, but for providing us false hope."
Whoa, okay.
He said the shampoos should be put in jail.
You got to go to Turkey.
No, I'm not going to Turkey.
Like our man in the odd news. Like John Cena. John Cena went to Turkey.
I'm not going to. John Cena went to Turkey? Mm-hmm. John Cena's still bald, isn't he?
It didn't go great.
Really?
He has more than he did.
So even if you do go to Turkey, it's not a guarantee that it works?
I mean, he might have to go back. I don't know what.
That is absurd.
I don't know how it works. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like too much work.
Yeah. Literally just going to Turkey.
Trust me, I want hair. I want to look good. I want I don't want to be the defining quality about me be my baldness. I don't want that. But it's too late.
I don't think that's your defining quality.
What is it, Josh? Bald guy with a red beard.
Guess I should have seen that coming as a follow-up.
That's it. That's what people know you as. When you're bald, you're bald. That's what people know you as. Being bald. I'm dead serious.
I imagine you are correct.
100%.
Poll question up at Happer Show. Should the shampoos go to jail?
The shampoos should go to jail. It's not, I don't think there's that many stories of like, yeah, I use this and it, and I was already like, you got to hit it real early. Much like anything else. You got to really, really take some foresight and understand what's about to happen to you. I didn't. By that point, it was too late and it was over. So thanks to John Elmore for bringing this to the light. Ryan Russillo for helping out. We're all going to be okay.
Thank you, Ryan Russillo.
Thank you, Ryan Russillo.
We don't say that very often.
Oh. Mm-hmm. We should be thanking him for his takes and yelling at Bill Simmons on podcasts a lot.
Do you believe that the mockery has gone down in America?
Colin Mockery?
Yes, against the bald man. Good poll, by the way.
I don't think so. I think it's still like
it's socially acceptable to make fun of bald people.
I think it's socially acceptable to make fun of bald people. I think it's socially acceptable to make fun of gingers, and on both of them.
Wow.
And for some reason, nobody is ever like, "Hey, we probably shouldn't." We don't fat shame people anymore. Mm-hmm. We don't make fun of people for like the way the choices they decide to make in their lives or whatever it might be. We can't do that anymore. And yet here I am. And people are like,
getting ripped.
It's absolute free open season on this guy.
He's bald and a ginger.
You don't see a lot of bald gingers who are like public facing people, but here I am. And we're trying to blaze some trails. I hope there's a bald ginger out there who listens to this and is like, I think I could do this. I just have to not care about what people say about me.
I just really want to congratulate you on your bravery, Connor.
Thank you, Josh. It's about time someone said that.
Whoa, here's an article from NFL.com.
All right.
Well, I'm sorry, it's not an article. It's a slideshow.
Thank you.
I don't have a date on it, but I'm going to guess.
Is it bald NFL players?
It is salute. This is the exact title of it. Salute to NFL gingers.
Of course.
Brandon Weeden, Jason Garrett, Sonny Jurgensen, an ad that I can't skip. Dan Coppin.
This is offensive.
Ethan Albright, Shane Graham.
This is offensive.
Carson Palmer.
I'm offended by this.
Andy Dalton, of course.
A salute to NFL gingers.
Matt Light, John Beck. Most of them weren't even good.
Would you salute NFL players of any kind?
Boy, that really
Would you make a list? Would you make a list?
Salute to NFL towheads. Like we're not doing that. That's a blonde person. It's a slur for a blonde person.
The shampoos don't work. They don't work. Back after this on 1620 The Zone.
let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Here comes the clown.
All right, welcome back. 1 o'clock hour, the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone. And on 1620thezone.com. All right, so we got a bunch of stuff going on here. Let's see. We have Nebraska contract extensions for softball coach Rhonda Ravel, track and field coach Justin St. Clair, men's gymnastics coach Chuck Schmelka, and bowling's Paul Klempa. Congratulations to them.
Yeah, congrats. Well earned.
There you go. We have some breaking news from Front Office Sports. Exclusive breaking news. Now, this is real, right? Is Front Office Sports a reputable?
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure. Fox Sports is nearing an expansive deal with Barstool Sports and their founder, Dave Portnoy, that would include him appearing on Big Noon Kickoff. Sources told Front Office Sports. The deal would also involve Barstool content being featured on FS1. Fox just recently, a few days ago, went through a bit of a shakeup regarding its bad programming.
Your favorite show got canceled, Breakfast Balls.
Oh, no. Well, at least I just wanted Danny Parkins to still have a national platform to talk about sports, which he does. He's sticking around.
Okay.
But yeah, and Breakfast Balls is gone, and Speak is gone.
Speak.
I feel horrible for the people who have lost their jobs, of course, but
yes,
it wasn't very good.
It was not.
It wasn't very good. Not that I watched Speak a lot.
So Dave's absolutely going to do the pizza thing on Big Noon Kickoff every week, right?
It's kind of crazy that that's like mainstream. That is what he is known for. Just eating pizza.
I mean, maybe Michigan, Ohio State, they'll let him come on and like give some takes to the Buckeyes on the dais, but like his thing is going to be do the pizza thing. We'll air it on Saturday.
Maybe I don't know how expansive this is.
Isn't that how you'd use them?
I don't know. I don't know. Okay. If I hired Barstool or hired just him, I don't know what I would do with him if I was Fox Sports 1.
Mm-hmm.
So is he a regular? Here's what it says in the article. Portnoy would join Urban Meyer, Matt Leinart, Brady Quinn, Mark Ingram, Chris the Bear Felica, and Rob Stone. That's a big table.
They're going to need another chair.
Charles Woodson also appears on the show on special occasions. Portnoy and Barstool Sports have always done well and coveted in the coveted 18 to 34 demo. And Fox would be betting on a move being a counterpunch to Pat McAfee, who started his media career at Barstool after retiring from the NFL. And now he's on College Game Day. Portnoy is a Michigan grad and has appeared frequently on Fox News and Fox Business Network programming. He has?
Apparently.
Barstool content is expected to fill some of this FS1 airtime, likely via a licensing agreement. Details were not immediately available about which Barstool personalities would be included for the deal, or whether this would mean a new show or existing franchises like Pardon My Take get repopulated onto the network. The Twitter/X account Back After This, aka the one that tweeted out Mike Francesa's podcast, first suggested that Barstool personalities would be appearing on FS1.
I mean, that's
what a source.
That's the most obvious play, right? You license Pardon My Take. Hey, same show. We'll just air it, just like Pat McAfee. Do your show.
Now they had a crack. They had a crack with
The Van. They did one episode of The Van,
ESPN,
and then everyone's like, "Whoa, wait, You can't say those things.
Did it not go over well, or did ESPN just never give it a chance? I mean, because if you're bringing Barstool in, it's almost like hiring Deion Sanders. Like Colorado hired Deion Sanders. What happened to Colorado? It became Deion Sanders University.
Right.
If you are bringing in a collection of Barstool shows and Barstool talent to FS1, it changes a little bit, right? It becomes Barstool, kind of. At the same time, it's interesting. I mean, obviously they'd get paid a lot to do this. The Barstool guys would. It's also not where their demo is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, man. We talked about that Horvat guy earlier. He's on YouTube. They go to YouTube. It doesn't. Yeah. If that guy was on TV, nobody would watch him because the TV audience is the TV audience. It just is. Like the YouTubers aren't going to go out of their way to watch him on TV. They were going to wait until the video drops on YouTube to see what he did on TV.
They don't have TV. Right? They have YouTube.
They just like YouTube a lot.
They don't even have YouTube TV. They have YouTube.
If there is one thing that I have learned in the last few years, it's that YouTube is an absolute monster.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same thing with the Barstool thing. Like that's where their audience is.
Here is the statement from ESPN after they canceled
the
Barstool Van Talk after one episode in 2017. Quote, effective immediately, I'm canceling Barstool Van Talk. While we had approval on the content of the show, I erred in assuming we could distance our efforts from the Barstool site
and its
content.
So you got to be willing to just accept it, you know?
And I mean, it's just Van Talk was just Big Cat and PFT. Like it wasn't like if you go deep into Barstool, you can find some takes.
Yeah. There's a lot of content, Josh.
Yes.
Many people have many phones and record many things on many occasions. That's interesting. So we'll see what comes of that. We'll see if Fox has an actual announcement for it at some point in the coming days. Okay. Topic alert. Oh, yeah. We got to talk about this. We have to talk about Josh Peterson's poll question yesterday. Just for a couple minutes here. I was listening as this sort of was being born. This topic was being born. And I didn't listen to the rest of the show yesterday, but I assume it took over the entire show because it has nearly 3,000 votes on Twitter, which is quite a lot of it has almost 100 responses and 55,000 views on Twitter right now. This has made the rounds.
People are talking.
Here it says this. In door 1, Nebraska starts the 2025 season 11-0, but then loses to Iowa, plays Iowa again in the Big Ten championship game, loses again to Iowa, and then hosts a college football playoff game where they await Texas and then lose again. So they finish 11-3 on the season after starting 11-0. That's door 1. Pretty exact, right? Pretty, you know what's going to happen. You're going to win all your games until you lose the last 3, and there are 2 bitter rivals. In the second door, anything else could happen. Any other result in any other game for Nebraska in the first 12 in the regular season. Sure, they could go undefeated and win the national championship, but that's just one of the options. There's also, 4-8 and the coach gets fired, 5-7, 6-6, and everybody's like, man, that's fine. There's totally fine and normal results like 8-4 or 9-3 or something like that. And here we are, nearly 3,000 votes in, and it is just shy of 52% in favor of door 1, which is leading at this point in time, and it looks like is going to win by a nose here. But basically, this thing has been running 50-50 for the last 24 hours, and it's been in front of a lot of eyes of Husker fans. What is going on?
We agree on this, right?
I would hope so.
You instantly take door one, right?
Yeah. So I was surprised to hear John sort of explain his thought process on it yesterday too, because he said he's usually a guy that takes the deal, right? When you're offering me these type of contracts, we do these exercises all the time.
We do.
Take the deal, take the deal, take the deal, because the deal is certain and it's usually good, right? That's what it entices you to do. And in this case, it kind of made him think a little bit. And I think by the last night, he tweeted out that he was in on door 2. We won't get to hear from John today because he's out. But I'm the opposite. I usually don't take the deal.
Yeah.
I like the field in almost all the occasions, because usually the guarantee door is like, you know, if you're doing a normal Nebraska season record or something like that, would you take 8-4 or all the rest?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, I think 8-4 would be really good, but I'm willing to roll the dice there. Like, I think there's enough scenarios where you go better than 8-4 that I would, you know, really enjoy that. And 8-4, there's a road for 8-4 to be not all that fun and all that stuff. So you think about all those things. And this one was pretty easy for me. Now, I think the lesson here, and I assume Josh and Austin will talk about this afternoon.
Austin
got in some trouble with the Husker fans this week.
Wow, guys.
Did you see his take?
No.
Did you see Austin's video?
I'm sorry, I didn't. I got to look this up.
We'll talk with him on the crossover probably about it.
One of our most beloved fill-ins.
That's right. I think the lesson here, one of the lessons that we've learned, is really, truly how much people hate Iowa.
Oh, but they're not a rival. They don't even matter.
So I don't know, are people saying that anymore, or are we giving in?
I think it's...
Because the results of this poll question say that you guys hate Iowa more than you've hated anything ever. Because that's absurd. 11-3, but I don't want to lose twice to Iowa because the pain would be too much. You get to host a college football playoff game.
Ryan, get the TikTok camera. Look in my eyes. You would beat number 1 Penn State.
That's right. That's right, Josh.
Almost quite literally nothing else matters.
You would be, now, admittedly, it makes the Iowa loss more painful when you are the number 1 team in the country, losing on your home field to your most bitter rival on the final day of the season. Yes.
Starting
and
11-0.
It makes it more bitter when you lose to them again in the Big Ten championship game the very next week. Mm-hmm. Of course.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. A very valid concern.
But I mean, if you're looking at it from the rule perspective, like it's progress and a big jump forward, your problems are still problems, but they become a lot smaller. You would have proven a lot of things if you could start 11-0. Dylan Raiola would be a borderline Heisman Trophy candidate winner.
A lot of demons would have been exercised.
You would have won some close games. You would have done some things that you haven't done in a long time. Most wins since 2001.
Maybe you're yelling at your radio, idiot Josh. Maybe Penn State isn't number 1 in this scenario. Okay, I bet they're ranked.
Yeah, if Nebraska's 11-0 going into the Iowa game, they're the number 1 team in the country, because they're probably one of the only teams, if not the only team, left with an undefeated record.
That's right. And sure, it would be a huge kick in the groin, but you know what? It's better than the Pinstripe Bowl.
Yeah. So that's where I go. But once again, I think the lesson here is, if you guys ever try to tell me again that you don't care about Iowa and it doesn't do anything for you, I'm going to show you this poll question and I'm going to say, you're wrong. You're a liar. You're straight up lying to me. And it even revealed itself this is like a fascinating social experiment, this whole poll question, because you look at the responses and it's all people saying, it's all people saying, if you don't take door 1, the guarantee 11 win door, you're an idiot. Not all, but mostly people saying, look, if you don't take door one, you're an idiot. How could you not? Which is the side that we're on, Josh, right?
Yes.
If you don't take door one, whatever. You don't have to be an idiot, but no. I prefer that you take door one.
It is very surprising to me that you have gone with door two.
You should probably take door one. And yet, the responses to the actual poll question are just about exactly 50-50. Fascinating.
And you're right. I mean,
because so that tells me that people silently really, 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 really don't want to lose to Iowa. It would be the worst thing to them.
The comments too are like, no, can't end like that. Can't end like that. Which would again tell me you hate Iowa.
Right.
Which is fine. Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. But once again, don't try to tell me that it doesn't. Mm-hmm. Don't try to tell me that you don't. Because you do. You do.
Luke, nope. Not granting Iowa a playoff berth.
Yeah.
Been losing to Iowa for years. Probably lose to them in option 2. Might as well grab a playoff berth when offered. Yeah, that's right, Josh.
Yeah. You don't have to rationalize it. You don't have to rationalize it in any way, shape. Like you don't have to be like, yeah, what? Just you are taking it. It is
a lot of commenters didn't understand the game.
I know they try to change the game. They're like, that would never happen. You would never play Iowa in the Big Ten championship game. They would probably be 7-5. Idiot! Stop it. This is the game. This is the option we give you.
Breaking news: Nebraska probably ain't going 11-0.
Correct. A lot of things would have to happen. This is a fake thing. That's what makes it fun.
That's what makes it a thought exercise and not a, hey, you know what would be cool?
Is it painful?
Sure.
Yeah. Big, massive, massive pain. And I'm on record saying, Josh, I think the way that seasons end are huge.
That's true.
I think the way that seasons end is a driver for off-season momentum.
How does it feel is what you always ask.
Yes, and becomes a driver for the beginning of the season the next year as well. But I do think it's pretty easy to step back and say, look at our accomplishments. We just took the program from the depths to a real competitor for a national championship. And this is now the standard, and this is what we're going to be going forward compared to any other result.
The hurt would wear off by, I don't know, Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And then you'd be like, oh my gosh, Nebraska could win a natty.
I also don't want to live in a world where we're just in this in-between zone forever. All right? Just bleep or get off the pot.
Mm-hmm.
This whole, they went 5 wins in the first year. They went 7 wins, but it was a bowl game. And so they got the 7th win, and they had 6 wins in the regular season in the second year. And maybe they'll win 6 or 7 this year. And it was just, you never know what happens. I hate that.
Mm-hmm.
Just be good or bad. Okay. I love the fact that Matt Rule has raised the floor. I think he has. I really do. I think Matt Rule's raised the floor for Nebraska football. But I think this year it's time to raise the ceiling.
Hello.
At the very least, it's time next year to raise the ceiling. So I don't like this, that answer.
Raise the roof.
That answer gives me an answer to the question that I want answered. It tells me that they raise the ceiling. It tells me that they're capable. It tells me that Matt Rule can coach on the big stage and all of those things, or have a team that's in the mix. I don't know that for sure yet. That I would get my answer, or it'd be bad.
We'd learn a lot.
All right, great poll question. Poll question of the century, maybe. No. Dave writes in.
Hi, Dave.
We are going to accidentally will this into existence, and Husker Nation will burn in discourse. Could you imagine if it actually came true, and Nebraska lined up against Iowa on Black Friday and at home, and they had 11 wins and 0 losses, as did Iowa for some godforsaken reason, and you already knew that they would be playing each other the next week? What would even? I think there'd be probably people around here saying that they should just
You got to throw the
They
game.
should forfeit.
Don't run it up the middle every single time. Nothing else matters. The game doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What would be the earliest people would go, guys, it's happening? It would be after beating Michigan, right?
That's only what, the fourth game?
4-0. People would start to go, guys, I think the poll question is happening.
I think it'd probably be a little bit later than that, I hope. Because there's a long road to get to 11, Josh.
There is.
Yeah.
A lot of M's in the middle.
I hope at some point this season we hear about this poll question again. That's what I'll say. All right, we'll be back after this on 1620 The Zone. Brett McMurphy, not Brent McMurphy, although sometimes he's like a Brent. Brett McMurphy.
Whose birthday is it today?
Great question. I've seen less birthday tweets lately now that he has a real job.
Oh, no.
It appeared. Well,
they didn't sign him and say, you got to keep doing that bit. That's a good bit.
The Big Ten will not back off its preferred college football playoff format, guaranteeing the league 4 automatic qualifiers unless the SEC decides to add a 9th conference game. Now, let's see here. Quote, there's no way Tony moves off 4 AQs, a source said.
We got to stop talking like that. Yeah, there's no way Tony moves off of 4 AQs.
No, trust me, I know Tony. With the Big Ten continuing to support the 4 AQ format, and with the SEC unlikely to add a 9th game, the 12-team playoff. Okay, jeez. I mean, I get it. I get it, but that Brett McMurphy needs a jump to conclusions map in this case. I mean, we are jumping a lot.
Good idea.
I don't know who he talked to here. I don't know who the source is. But I'm going to wait until Petiti says something on Tuesday at Media Days, because he will. Once again, I don't get the sense that he cares that much one way or the other. But it would be a smart move for him to say, you know what, we're going to keep doing we're going to keep supporting the format that we want, the 4-4-2-2-1-1-1, until the SEC agrees to play 9 games. That would be a good idea by him. And then if nothing happens out of that and we're in a stalemate and we stay at 12, then it's fine. Once again, I don't think anything's at risk in that situation. But that does feel like, once again, the report from On3, with the Big Ten continuing to support the 4 AQ format and with the SEC unlikely to add a 9th game, which they made it very clear this week they weren't doing, the 12-team playoff will likely continue for the 2026 season. I think they'll find a way to expand.
Oh, you think so? Really?
I believe that they'll find a way to expand.
Interesting. Common ground.
I don't even know that it has to be common ground. They'll find a way to expand. They have to figure out a format, but somebody will cave or somebody will. I think the scenario that I laid out on Monday is actually kind of happening from, if this reporting is correct. The scenario where I said the Big Ten has been accidentally backed into this corner and now they're defending something that they don't even believe in.
Okay.
But there is a little bit of leverage here that they have to play, which is, hey, fine, we'll just
hold the whole thing up.
Yeah, we'll just hold the whole thing up unless you go to 9.
Mm-hmm.
See if they budge. They won't. And then say, okay, I guess we'll talk to you whenever the next contract comes up. I'll sign. Whatever. 12 teams. But I don't think
more money than anyone. Who cares?
I don't think it'll end up that way.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's what Brett McMurphy is reporting at this hour. Oh yes, I wanted to get to this from Sam McEwen's mailbag today. He got a question that read like this: had Scott Frost, quote, not taken the wrong job, who were the other candidates at the time?
It was an off-the-record conversation.
Sam wrote this. On Monday, I texted Bill Moose this question.
Whoa.
He said the answers are in his book.
What a response.
Which comes out soon. We get a release date on that anytime soon. There's probably no bigger winner than the whole Scott Frost mess last week than Bill Moose's book. Seriously, there's so many more people who want to read that now.
People forgot.
Sam writes, the former AD is one heck of a storyteller, and it's a book I will buy. Anyway, failure to land Frost was not an option for the Husker hiring brass of Moose, Hank Bounds, and Ronnie Green, who cast their lot with landing Frost before officially firing Mike Riley. People forget. Had Frost said no, this is Sam. Virginia Tech's Justin Fuente at the time, coming off of 10-4 and 9-4 in Blacksburg at Virginia Tech, might have been on the list. You surely couldn't count out Mike Leach, whom Moose hired at Washington State.
Mm-hmm.
Sam writes, had it been me, Lane Kiffin would have almost Immediately gotten a phone call. He just finished 11-3 at FAU after 3 good years in the coaching car wash run by Nick Saban.
These are better names than the first one.
Lane Kiffin was Sam's idea.
Oh, okay.
Lane Kiffin was Sam's idea. I imagine whenever this Bill Moose book comes out, it'll probably say that Justin Fuente was next, because I always thought that was the name that was next too.
Whoa.
So after Justin Fuente went 10-4 and 9-4, what happened, Josh? Oh, I assumed you had his Wikipedia page.
No. I assume it went bad.
It did. It has. Well, actually, it did. It's over. So he went 10-4, 9-4, then 6-7, 8-5, 5-6, and 5-5 before being fired in 2021. I don't think that if they would have struck out on Frost or just not gone after him and end up with Justin Fuente, who was a hot name at the time, but never really was like, oh, wow, this guy's going to be the next blah, 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 blah. He's just a good up-and-coming coach. That would not have sat very well around here. I don't think, especially after the Frost part.
Now Justin's an analyst at Indiana.
How about Leach?
Some people would have loved it. Some people would have hated it, right?
If Scott Frost, let's just say in this world, Scott Frost told you no.
Mm-hmm.
He just said no. I'm going to stay at UCF, or actually, let's just say I'm going to stay at UCF.
Sure.
Because you bring in the other stuff and it makes it mildly more complicated. And Bill Moose does his thing, and I think if I remember taking the temperature at the time, people were a little scared of this. Let's go hire Mike Leach. He's a guy I'm familiar with. He wins games.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't won a lot of games. Kind of raises the floor, right? It's kitschy, it's weird, but I know that we'll be able to have some amount of success here. At least that would be the thinking of the brass.
Oh, the thinking would have been Scott Frost said no, and the only coach we could go get is the crazy pirate.
I mean, those are not
that would be the narrative.
Those are not super inspiring names.
Yeah.
That's for sure. I think Nebraska always has thought higher of themselves as a program than Leach, who was a great college football coach. But I don't know that would have inspired much either.
I mean, look at the names when the job was open that the listeners were telling us Nebraska needs to hire. It was Urban Meyer. You need to write a check that'll get Nick Saban to Lincoln. Like it was.
Yeah, that's outliery. You know, most people are just like, I know what the 5 names or so we're dealing with here are, and then you kind of go there. And a lot of hiring coaches is just timing.
Yeah,
it's just timing. Who's where? Who's in what place? Who's on the upswing? Who's on the downswing? Who can you hire because they're hot? Who can't you hire because they're cold? Who has a relationship with the athletic director? Who has a relationship with the broadcaster? In the case of Scott Frost, I guess. You know, there's a lot there. So the names that weren't Scott Frost in that cycle wouldn't have inspired a lot of confidence. They just wouldn't have. But I look forward to that chapter in the Bill Moose book, which definitely is coming out at some point.
Definitely.
Also, one more thing before we take a break here. This is from earlier out of college basketball.
Hoops.
We have a major infractions case at the University of Memphis.
Oh, no. That sounds serious.
Let me read it to you. Academic integrity violations occurred at Memphis when former academic counselor Leslie Brooks paid 2 softball student athletes to complete coursework and provide test or quiz answers to men's basketball student athletes. As a result of the violations, 3 student athletes competed in 20 contests while ineligible. Specifically, the enforcement staff and the school agreed that the violations in this case occurred when Brooks asked 2 softball student athletes to assist a men's basketball student athlete with coursework for classes they had in common, and said she would pay the student athletes for supporting him. The first softball student athlete went on to complete 3 assignments for the men's basketball student athlete and was paid $150. The second softball student athlete provided answers to 5 tests and 4 quizzes to the counselor, plus the answers to an additional 2 tests and 1 quiz directly to the men's basketball student athlete. She was paid $400 by the counselor. So I don't know exactly what the details on where the money came from. Were the basketball players funneling money through the counselor to pay the softball players, or did the counselor just need to keep the basketball players eligible? And so the counselor was paying the softball players. Either way, kind of hilarious.
Oh, very.
Okay, good.
Very.
2 years probation, $30,000 fine, 1% budget drop for men's basketball and softball, and a 10-year show cause for the counselor, which is probably good. Probably good.
Boy, Penny Hardaway just keeps running afoul of the NCAA.
That's all right. That's Memphis basketball, baby.
That is Memphis. That is the thing I know about Memphis basketball.
That's college hoops.
Yeah.
Alex and Lincoln writes in.
Hi, Alex.
Only $150 and $400 sounds like a ripoff. Seriously, those guys are making $1 million. $400 to do 5. What was it? 5 quizzes and an assignment, and what was it? Provided the answers to 5 tests, 4 quizzes, plus the answers to an additional 2 tests and 1 quiz directly to the student athlete. So 7 tests and 5 quizzes. That's the whole semester. Only $400 to do that. I agree, Alex and Lincoln, rip off.
I do want to know how this happened.
Me too.
The chain of
badly
asks.
Yep. Whose idea was it? Where'd the money come from? I want to know some more.
Was there a negotiation?
Yep. Maybe we will at some point.
Get on it, Athletic.
We'll be back with the polls. We'll tell you what to watch next on 1620 The Zone. All right, so the polls at Happer Show on the JTech Construction Zone Twitter feed. Are people sleeping on Italian ice? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
This should be an easy Wow. 51% only say yes?
It's like door 1 and door 2.
This is stupid. 51% yes at the moment. Do you use lip balm? Now, what was your prediction on this, Josh?
I predicted that I would be the outlier and that the majority of our audience does not use lip balm.
Wrong.
Whoa.
62% say yes.
Hey.
Which I think kind of feels like an accurate number. 6 out of 10 dudes use lip balm. I mean, there's some females who vote in our poll questions probably, but mostly dudes.
Sorry for sticking to gender norms. That's on me.
That feels right. I don't. It doesn't feel right to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it. And finally, should the shampoos go to jail? Yes.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
64% say no.
Whoa!
If you would have added a third option, I don't know what you're talking about, that would have won.
Would have won in a landslide. Where's the fun there, though?
Those are the polls, Josh. What are we watching?
Well, everyone says, oh, there's nothing on TV after the All-Star game.
There isn't.
Oh, please.
Are the ESPYs tonight?
Listen up. They sure are. 7 o'clock on ABC.
Who's hosting?
And ESPN.
Kevin Hart?
Shane Gillis.
Oh, that's right.
The not fat guy from Tires.
That's right.
Here's how you know we're not fat shaming people anymore. I called Shane Gillis fat earlier this week, and people were like, how could you, you monster? Busta Rhymes, not fat.
You described him as the fat guy.
The fat guy.
And I thought that was not
a bridge too far.
I thought that was inaccurate.
Okay.
He might be fat, but he's not the fat guy.
What if I called Busta Rhymes portly?
That's fine.
Okay.
But would you call him the fat guy from rapping?
Not to his face.
No, you wouldn't.
He will be performing tonight, so will Clips. Arthur Ashe Award goes to Oscar Robertson for starting free agency. The Pat Tillman Award will go to the LA Fire Department, and the Jimmy V Award will go to Penn State volleyball coach Katie Schumacher-Cawley.
Spoiler alert.
What?
You just told us all the winners.
It's not like there's 5 nominees and they invite one up on stage. It's predetermined.
Okay.
NBA Summer League in Vegas, 7-game slate today. Kings Cavs at 2:30 on ESPN. Mavericks Sixers at 7 on ESPN 2. And then Pelicans Thunder 8:30 on NBA TV.
Trey Alexander.
That's right. That's why I included it. The Fight and Fever are in New York to take on the Liberty at 6:30 on CBS Sports Network. Forgive my ignorance on this. I didn't know this was a thing. Tonight is the 17th annual Women's Congressional Softball Game.
Women's Congressional Softball Game.
Yes, they have the baseball game every year. They do the female members of Congress versus the media. 6:30 on C-SPAN. And I'll tell you that the media leads the all-time series 10-4, including 7 of the last 8.
So it's media versus women?
Women of Congress. Female members of the media against female members of Congress.
All right.
It's all women here, Connor.
Yeah.
And finally...
They went woke.
They will go broke on C-SPAN.
They went woke.
Netflix has Trainwreck, Balloon Boy. Remember when a homemade flying saucer lifted off and we debated as a nation whether or not there was a 6-year-old boy inside that balloon?
Yes.
National panic ensued. They got the true story on Netflix of Balloon Boy.
Okay. All right. Excellent.
That's what we're watching tonight.
There is stuff on TV.
I told you.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Connor.
So we're watching tonight. That's the show. If you missed anything, you can find it all on our website, 1620thezone.com. The crossover is coming up next.